How you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
Roads aren't as bad as I thought they would be.
Yeah.
And I don't think we got the amount of snow that some were predicting.
Right.
If you want to call in from where you are, 203-882-9757. I think because we have a little bit of snow and it's Martin Luther King Day, it's going to be a ghost town out there.
Yes, it will.
But, even with that, you run into your morons and you run into your creepers.
Oh, they're always out there, yeah.
This one's going too fast. This one's going way too slow.
Right. Beware.
I had to go pick up AJ today.
Yeah, my truck's frozen solid in a block of ice. So keep that in mind. If it rained by your house yesterday, you have a block of ice in your driveway.
Yeah. This snow was the first time this season that the Connecticut DOT was out in full force. All of their apparatus, 900 drivers, 600 pieces of equipment. And they're still short drivers. They're short 75 drivers. Isn't that something?
Wow. More than I drive?
No, but you would think because of the benefits and everything, that it'd be easy to find drivers.
Seriously.
Chaz and AJ.
What's going on, guys? I'm in Wolcott, and the back roads they're not looking too good up here, but, we're at a pretty high elevation up here. But, yeah, you're right. It's a ghost town. I've only seen a couple cars, but definitely stay safe on them back roads. But main roads are looking pretty good.
What are you doing out now?
I'm driving up to Mass. I'm an environmental technician, so I do environmental remediation. So my job never stops. I do hazardous waste removal and stuff like that. So,
nice.
Yeah, job never ends. No days off here. So,
is that a private job, company, or is that with the state?
Yeah. So we have state contracts, but it is a private company.
Wow.
Yeah, there's waste.
Yep.
All right. Drive safely.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks.
You too. Don't add to the waste.
Why are we here today?
I don't know. There was world
we
sleeping.
used to have Martin Luther King Day off.
We used to, yes.
Now we have Juneteenth off.
We've traded it off. You couldn't have both.
Well, it doesn't feel like a gift to get Juneteenth if you take away Martin Luther King Day.
Right. We should have both off, actually. In my opinion.
Why not?
Why not?
Just take them all off.
I mean, everybody else is sleeping. I want to sleep.
Yeah. Well, that would be nice.
It's icy. It's nasty outside.
I would have had a couple of beers watching the game last night.
See? But no.
Oh, yeah. It's a ghost town. It's going to be a long day today.
That's who is up.
Yeah, we'll do that later. So DOT, short drivers, 75 drivers. I guess they're in competition with towns and cities hiring drivers.
The glamorous jobs.
I think I'd rather work for the state, no?
I guess it depends who pays more.
Yeah, really.
How far you got to travel.
Exactly, yeah.
Like if you live in Stratford, you want to drive up to Windsor Locks all the time?
I would if the benefits and the pay's better.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It depends on the money.
Yeah. Here are some snowfall totals from Channel 3. Vernon got 6 inches, New Fairfield 5.2, North Haven 4, Bridgeport 2.3, Clinton 1.8. Not a lot of snow.
No. I forget who it was, but at one point someone said, you get to 14 inches. I'm like, no, we're not.
No.
And they
I
bumped
saw
it down to 9.
Yeah, the highest I saw was 8.
Yeah. So 9 and 14. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You want attention, no? Oh, look.
Right.
What's that?
It's the wild, wild west of information.
Well, it was one of these sites. Put it that way. It was one of the sites.
It's a local news site?
Yeah, one of the local news sites, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's a local TV.
Yeah, no one said it verbally, but I saw it. I'm like, you kidding me? 14.
Chaz and AJ. Derek?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Good. Yeah, just letting you know highways and back roads out in Southbury, Middlebury are pretty good.
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, I was coming in from Oxford, and I was surprised how good the roads are.
Yeah, I was out early this morning plowing with my brother-in-law. We got a family business in Waterbury. And then I own a bread route, so that's what I'm doing now.
Gotcha. Making the bread.
Wow, so you were out plowing early, and now you're out delivering bread.
Correct.
And what do you plow? Parking lots, driveways, roads?
Yeah, parking lot. My family owns Lakewood Lanes in Waterbury.
Oh, okay.
And I got a bunch of warm bread in your truck.
Yeah, nice and warm in here. Yeah, definitely.
No, but the bread is like...
The only issue was we had 3 of the drivers from the bakery called out sick, so most of us didn't get all of our bread today, but we'll get it tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, called in sick.
Yeah.
All right, football game last night,
Yeah,
a little bit of
exactly.
snow today.
Do
Yeah,
the
you're
math.
sick.
Yep, everybody else is off today.
Yeah, 2 inches out of the 8 inches we were supposed to see, and
You
they
got,
called out sick.
yeah, you got the lazy-ass flu.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Be careful.
AJ, feel better. Hope you feel better, all right?
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You got it. Have a good one, guys.
You too. Jeff in Manchester.
How you guys doing this morning?
Good,
Hello.
thanks.
Dealing with the snow. It's New England.
Yeah.
You gotta get used to it. Highways are pretty good. I was coming up Route 2 from Norwich area and up here in Manchester working today at Manchester School. Got about 3.5, 4 inches. Secondary roads are kind of crappy, but everything else is pretty good on the highways.
I know I should be excited about this, but I'm disappointed.
Right.
You know, I come from a time where we'd get just nailed.
Obliterated, yeah.
Just nailed.
Yeah, there were like little things. Yep.
Just nailed.
Yep.
Like, just, wow, man, where's all this snow going to go? Where are we going to put it?
Right, mountains of snow at the end.
Right.
Yep.
Now, I don't want
That's what
one
I wanna
after
see.
another like we would get.
No.
Snow on top of snow on top of snow on top
No.
of snow.
Yeah, one shot deals.
But like one real good one. Can't we get one real good one?
Just one.
One
How,
good
like
one.
how much would be the right amount for you?
2 feet.
2 feet.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
A good one.
That's a good one.
That's childhood level snow.
Right.
That's
For me.
potentially multiple days off, like for people.
2 feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want 2 feet.
2 feet.
Yeah.
I agree
so
with you.
that.
We need a good 2-foot cover of snow so you can get out there and have some fun in it.
Exactly.
And we had one time we had 3 feet of snow because I remember my entire front porch matched the level all in my neighbor's house across the street.
Wow.
They didn't even plow it. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
That was like maybe like, I don't know, 8, 9 years ago. But that was a good one. That was a good, real good one.
We had some winters not too long ago where it would snow and stay cold, and then snow, and then snow, and snow. We had no place to put the snow in my yard.
Right?
We haven't seen that in years.
It's true. We kind of spoiled. In a good way.
Definitely. Nobody's used to the snow around here anymore.
No,
That's why it's so
definitely
hard
not.
on the road
Oh, no.
driving.
Yeah, and as far as school goes, they cancel it because it's winter.
You know, it's a ghost town out in the roads, and I took about an extra 40 seconds to get out the door today,
Uh-huh.
and I come to a T where I'm turning onto a 34,
Right?
and no one's on the road.
No.
I pull up to the stop sign, and here comes a snowplow, but a private contractor doing like 20 miles an hour. And I get behind him. I'm like, you are effing kidding me.
Come on, man.
There's no one on the road. If I left the house 40 seconds earlier,
Right.
I'd be in front of this guy,
That was your punishment.
and now I'm behind this guy 20 miles an hour. 20. He's got a full sander, 6-wheel dump truck with a plow, 20 miles an hour.
And a guy raging behind him.
I'm like, there must be some. That's right. He must be thinking to himself, like, there's no one on the road. I have to have this asshole behind me. we're
If you're going
both
to go that slow, pull over and let the people go that know how to drive.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Please do.
Just do that slow pull over and
That's
let
all
me
you
go
gotta do.
by.
Yep.
That's all. Then you're happy. I'm happy. I'm
Everybody's-
out of your life.
Exactly.
You're out of my
A
life.
good day. God bless you.
All right. Thank you, man. Be careful out there, even though there's nothing to be careful about. Roads are pretty good.
Now, blah, blah.
Now, plow.
Okay, Mick Jagger.
Before we move on, how about that football weekend?
Yeah.
Friday, we were saying, man, wouldn't it be cool to see a Bills-Lions Super Bowl?
Yes.
So
Well,
disappointed.
Saturday, that became impossible because
So
the
nice.
Lions lost to the Commanders.
Right.
Real shock.
That was a shocker.
Real shock. And the score. Like, they just could not stop the Commanders. It was wild.
They looked great.
Yeah, they did.
Who knew?
Who knew?
And then last night the Bills won, but man, it was back and forth.
Pandemonium.
Baltimore's good, man.
Yeah.
They're a very good team. They had a chance to tie it up and go into overtime.
Yeah.
The whole season essentially comes down to this play for these two great teams. Gonna roll, flip it, got it. Oh, the ball was dropped. He had the 2-point conversion in his hands. Andrews did not hold on. It's shocking.
That's a horrible way to end the season for an excellent player
Right.
who's done nothing but great things for that team. But that's the last play of the season. You sit on that now all off
It
season.
was in my hands.
Yeah.
It was in my hands.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
You-
that's a tough one.
That
Filthy hands.
is very tough.
You nasty, dirty hands.
Brian Blackmore in studio. Good
Hey.
morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
Good. You're a TikToker, right? Were you in pandemonium over the weekend?
It was an interesting weekend, to say the least. It was a unique experience to not be able to access the application that I have for the last 4 years to make content. So
Right.
it was down, and then it was up.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
As soon as Trump said, tomorrow I'm signing an executive order, they went right back up.
Yeah.
Yep.
It felt a little, it felt kind of like a play. Like, it felt like it was like, oh, we're going to take it down, in air quotes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to take it. We took it down, guys. Like,
It's okay
then-
now.
yeah. And then, we're good. We're
Right.
good.
Yeah, I went right to X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not quite the same.
Yeah.
I like the scrolling, the videos. I love TikTok.
Right.
Well, like, you have Reels, you have YouTube Shorts.
Reels is great. Yeah.
I mean, all of the mass exodus from TikTok to Red Note, which was that big, that everyone was like, okay, we're going to Red Note, which is this other Chinese app that's like really deep in China. Like, the servers are in China, the app is Chinese,
Right. It's not
everything,
TikTok.
and it's in Mandarin, a
Wow.
lot of it. So people
Use
were
your
just
Szechuan.
kind of like,
Yeah,
I'm
we don't
going
care.
to Red Note.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't care for Szechuan.
Yeah, we don't care.
I went to MySpace.
Apparently, it's the Chinese like Pinterest, though. It's not really for content. It's for like restaurants and
They
and
will
crafting.
evolve into whatever they have to
That's
bring those
absolutely
people
right.
in.
And
That's
there's money
right.
involved. Yep.
You start getting a user base, and you will immediately change your platform to whatever you need it to be.
Yeah.
But it's back, and
It's back.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see.
All right, top 10 snow day movies. Emily's going to do the list. You call in what you think is on it. 203-882-9757. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. 10 snow day movies. Emily's doing the list.
Morning.
Morning. Michelle and Hamden.
Hi, good morning.
Hey.
I want a clarification. Are these movies you'd want to watch if you're snowed in, or movies about being snowed in?
They're movies you'd want to watch when you're snowed in. They give you that like cozy vibe of a snow day.
A cozy vibe.
And some of them are just also fun.
Okay, so if I were snowed in, I would watch Lords of Dogtown. It's all about summer and surfing and skateboarding, and that's probably not on your list.
And get your cozy.
If it was movies,
I'm so sorry, it's not. That sounds cool though.
I figured. Okay, well, have a great day, everybody.
Michelle, are you driving in
Yeah, I'm going to work.
on Martin Luther King Day?
Yeah, I work in a dialysis unit, so we don't close because you don't get dialysis 3 times a week, you die. So
You can't. Yeah, you got to do it. All right, good for you. Thank you for what you do.
And be safe.
Oh, I love veterans. I love my job.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Thanks, Michelle.
You're a good person.
Thanks.
Wow. Tucker sounds like he's in an airplane with the door open.
Maybe he is.
How's it going?
Tucker, is your window open?
Oh, wow.
No, I am driving down 8 to Norwalk.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Is there a roof in the truck?
He's on a motorcycle.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Snow Day.
There you go. A classic. I put it as number 2. It's a really great movie. I grew up in the 90s, and everyone who loves Chevy Chase, it's actually the second movie that he appears going down a hill screaming while everybody else in the scene is having fun.
Because
so I think
everybody
it's like it's a fun little shout out to that scene in that famous National Lampoon's Christmas movie.
Like a nod, yeah. Yeah, well, like once you've seen him flying like that, you just can't forget how good it is and do it again. I've never seen Snow Day, though.
Oh, it's so fun, AJ.
Yeah,
You'd love
me
it.
neither.
It's Josh Peck is in it, that Nickelodeon star. It's a really good movie.
It's an old Nickelodeon movie. I remember, it came out in 2000, apparently, I see right here.
I know. It was a classic. Me and my sisters had a crush on the lead guy, too. He was so cute. Oh, my God.
You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Tucker. You too.
I just want to get out of here.
It gets so quiet when Tucker's off the phone.
Tucker.
A movie that came out in 2000 is a classic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Makes me feel
man.
Yeah.
I'm an antique.
And your shoes are older.
Joe the Bellman.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Hey.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
No, I thought about putting that on there. That was honestly, debatable with what I put for number 10. But that was a contender. I love Bill Murray.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
He jumps off.
Top 10 movies to watch on a snow day. Mike and Derby.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Morning.
I'm going to go with Ghostbusters.
No.
That's good
not
on any
here.
day.
That's a dude
Good
movie.
on any day. Classic
That'd be a
movie.
dude Snow Day movie. Girls not so much. That'd be a guy.
Really?
A guy movie, yeah.
I disagree with that.
My fiance is all about Ghostbusters.
Jennifer loves it.
Ghostbusters.
Really?
I love Ghostbusters.
I mean every
I think
single
it's
one.
fun.
But I'm like, if you think of a snow movie, like girls think like the romantic type,
The
warm
rom-com?
Girls probably
Right.
want to watch The Holiday.
Exactly right. Whereas guys think, I want to see something funny. Something funny. I know half the jokes,
Yeah.
so I can imitate along with it.
Yeah. I got sucked into watching a rom-com over the weekend.
Oh no, what you say?
My best friend's wedding.
Oh, I heard of it.
Julia Roberts.
Did you love it?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
Very predictable. I knew about halfway, not even halfway through, I knew how it was going to end.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it does
You
kind of.
couldn't split the couple up.
Yeah.
Because then Julia Roberts was a bad person in this movie.
Yeah, it was kind of different than a lot of
Yeah.
romantic comedies.
Is this the one where they were all like singing around the table or something
Yes.
like
That's
I've
the most
seen that-
famous scene.
that? Scene, yes.
Say a little prayer for you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah, that's keeps you up at night.
Yeah. Pizza Phil.
Good morning, guys.
Morning,
Hey.
Pizza Phil.
Morning.
The Goonies.
No, that's also a contender. I love that movie, but it didn't make it on my list. Sorry. I heard they're making a second one. Is that right?
Goonies 2.
Yeah.
Does anyone
I
know?
didn't hear that.
Hello? I thought I heard something about that also. Something Goonies wise was going to happen.
As long as Josh
Something
Brolin's in it.
Goonies
wise.
wise.
Goonies wise.
Goonies
I know
wise.
they
Goonies
did
wise.
Rocky 7.
Apparently, it is happening. It does look like it's happening.
Nice.
Is it called Goonies wise?
You should. The Goonies are wise guys.
The
How you doing?
Goonies, too, with the original writer returning, apparently.
Wow.
Wow, that's great.
Means everybody's broke.
Yeah.
I need a check.
All right. Happy snow day, guys.
Thank you, Pizza
You
Phil.
too.
Top 10 snow day movies. Kyle in North Haven.
Yeah, so I've got actually two guesses. One, I have no clue if it's on the list, but I'm going to try because it was one of my favorites. It's the only one in the series.
What is it?
Home Alone 3.
Home Alone 3.
Thank you.
3. Wow.
3.
No, not the third. So sorry.
Although the stunts in 3 were pretty funny.
He jumped right over 1 and 2.
Right.
3 does not exist in the canon of Home Alone. Anything after 2 does not exist in the canon of Home Alone.
But that kid, Alex, what his name is. Yeah.
You saw 3?
I saw 3.
It seems like you like it.
Some of the stunts were actually pretty spectacular.
Spectacular
Little
stunts.
kid is
Yeah,
good in it. He's a good actor.
drilled like a hole like in the sidewalk and went over the fence and right down the side and filled with water. It's awesome.
Home Alone 3.
Yep.
That's on AJ's list
Yes,
of
it is.
great movies to watch on snow
Yeah.
days. 203-882-9757. Top 10 movies to watch on a snow day.
Turning most sunny, breezy, and colder, maybe a flurry. Low to mid 20s. Wind chill tonight, by the way, of 0 to 10. Right now it's 23 Woodbridge.
Had an earlier spin out in Milford, 95 southbound, right around exit 35. Looks like that accident has cleared, but we do have obviously some slippery conditions out there. So just take your time. Look out for vehicles that might be sliding around or spinning out. We have just some minor delays also right now. Going through that area, 95 southbound, looks like it's about 30 to 40 minutes, unfortunately, but should be clearing up pretty soon. This traffic report is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MAD-HELP, or visit mad.org. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
Chaz and AJ for Frank Pepe Pizzeria Napolitana.
Pizza!
Yeah, really.
Oh, my God. Pizza's so good.
I was dreaming of it over the weekend.
Pizza, 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 pizza.
Is that you dreaming of pizza right now? What kind of pizza are you dreaming of? Is that pepperoni?
No, Peppy.
Oh, Pepe's.
Pepe's, yep.
Oh, okay.
The white clam pie is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good. There's no bad pizza over there.
No.
I was telling people I was in Pittsburgh this past week, and I was telling people about clam pizza in Pittsburgh, and they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's like a white clam pie.
It's amazing.
Very New Haven."
Yeah. When I heard it, I thought, yeah. When I had it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
Where have you been, my man?
Yeah, what are you waiting for? Celebrate 100 years of a Beats with Frank Pepe Pizzeria Napolitana. Pepe'sPizzeria.com for a location near you. They're all over the place.
Yep.
So it's nice and easy. Go experience the magic for yourself. Frank Pepe's, passionate about pizza since 1925. 10 movies you'd watch on a snow day. Emily's doing the list. What did we get so far?
So far, we've had Snow Day. That's it.
Okay.
Snow day.
Snow day.
My list is kind of random.
203-882-9757. Shifty in the truck.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Well, personally, I'd watch The Godfather all day, but my guess is going to be planes, trains, and automobiles.
So, Holly movie.
No.
Yep. And AJ,
I don't
you owe
like
me a
horror
thank
movies
you.
at all.
Wait, what did you say about AJ?
He owes me a thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm a very anti-violent guy, but I slapped that guy to put him in the Deadpool.
Really? Thank you very,
Yep,
very much.
Right in the side of the head.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, you know that guy?
Yep. I don't want to rat him out, but I think they had a little trouble with the forceps getting him out when he was born.
No, but he's like that, right? You could tell there's
He's not right.
there's something going on
Feel
there.
bad for him.
Yeah.
Something wrong with his head. But
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's the end of it.
Hopefully that's the end
All
of
right,
it.
how was my guess, anyways?
Eh,
Not on there. I'm so sorry.
not good.
But you won my heart.
Yeah.
Good. I don't
All right,
like
guys,
horror
have a good
movies
day.
at all.
Thanks, Shifty.
Thank you, Shifty.
Thanks, sir.
I have a feeling a slap to the side of the head by Shifty's not a fun experience.
No, like you're still rattling right now.
Yeah.
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 Bill got rung.
Some dick called in something we didn't like, and we were all pissed. And this guy happened to work with that guy.
Whoops.
And slapped him across the head.
Thank you so
We
much.
don't condone violence
No,
here.
no. So hopefully it's over.
Hopefully everything's fine.
Everybody happy. Maybe
Everyone's happy.
maybe someday have
we
a
all
beer.
live in peace and harmony.
Someday have a beer.
Right. Everything's fine
Yes.
now. Brian Blackmore in studio. Paul in Southington.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
I like this pick. Good morning. I like this pick because it kills 3 to 4 hours.
Nice.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, that's an old school one. I've actually seen that one, but I didn't put it on here.
You just rubbed
So
the show.
sorry.
All right, guys. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you more.
I was hoping
you the
someone
most.
else would say it first.
Yeah,
but-
right? I don't know how to react to that.
It's kind of awkward
I
silence.
want to see the listeners.
Oh, we appreciate him.
I like you.
Listen to this.
Ian in Monroe.
Chaz, AJ, what's going on, guys?
Hey, you got the whole crew.
Oh, the whole crew, yes. My guess would be Cool Runnings.
That's a good
Put
one.
it on here, but I
Jamaican.
thought nobody would know what it was besides Phil.
That's what the Jamaican.
Cool Runnings?
Is that what the Jamaican bobsled team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Disney movie.
classic.
Yeah,
Feel the rhyme.
exactly.
With John
Yeah, I
Candy
thought
as
about
the
it,
coach?
but I was like, they won't know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
R.I.P. John.
Based on
All
a
right.
true story.
Right.
All right, thank
All right,
you,
guys,
Ian.
you have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Oh, we're coming up short here.
Wow.
I know. Everyone's guessing my contenders.
I'm a contenders. I mean, to me, when I hear a snow day movie, I think I picture like a movie with snow involved, even though it's not like that. But I mean, to me, like I didn't see the list. I can't find the list, so I was thinking maybe Spaceballs. It's something like long and funny.
Yeah, I've never seen Spaceballs. I feel like that's a classic. I should.
You
but
would enjoy
some
it.
of the movies have snow on here.
Okay.
One is like a sports movie, a winter sport.
Winter
Big
sports.
hint.
Wow.
Johnny Tsunami. Isn't that movie about snowboarding?
The Katie Kerrigan story. No.
No.
A winter sport.
Yeah,
a
right?
winter sport.
That narrows it
Come on,
down.
guys. Come on.
There's so many winter sports.
What's the one with Sean William Scott?
Oh, what's the one?
The classic winter sport.
That one with the hockey, the team that beat the Russians.
Close. Yeah, Miracle. I love that
Miracle.
movie. Watched that so many times when it came out.
Is
Probably
that on
because
the
I had
list?
crushes on the hockey players, but it's number 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I love that movie, and I'm a big Kurt Russell fan. He's one of my favorite actors.
He does not
And
age.
during the movie, he doesn't age. What's his skincare routine? But during the movie, they were budgeting out for the film, and they needed over 100 extras for that hockey game. And in order for all the extras to enjoy a hot meal instead of a brown bag lunch, Kurt Russell took a huge pay cut, which I think is just so cool of him.
Yeah, he is great.
Yeah.
He's in
Just
it.
in
Him
every
and Goldie
movie
Hawn.
that he's in.
In the business, he was like 6 years old. Like he was like a little kid when he first started,
Oh,
and now
yeah.
he's like about 111, and he's still making
Yeah.
movies.
111.
And looks exactly the same too.
You guys ever seen
Yeah.
Tango and Cash?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
cop movie from
Yeah.
back in the
Yeah.
day with Stallone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that's good because he's in it.
Yep.
Tombstone.
Right. He'll make a piece of, dog poo.
Yep.
Excellent.
Tombstone, great movie.
Yes.
All right. We are out of time.
All right. So, top 10 movies for a snow day. Number 10 was Into the Wild. Number 9, Ice Age. Number 8, March of the Penguins, a good documentary. You could take an edible while you watch it. 7, Grand Budapest Hotel. 6, Catch Me If You Can. 5, Breakfast Club, just because it's a classic. Number 4, any of the Harry Potter movies 1 through 4. After that, I think Daniel Radcliffe gets annoying. Number 3, Miracle. Number 2, Snow Day. And number 1 is Ocean's 11 because I love like an action crime movie, and that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The heist. I love a heist.
Heists are
Like
good.
on a snow day, I watch that, and it makes me want to plan one, So that's why it's number 1.
All right. Nice job. Thank you, Em.
Yeah, see ya.
Well, after all that crap, turning mostly sunny, breezy, and cold, or maybe a flurry, low to mid-20s. The wind chill tonight of 0 to 10 degrees, 20 now West Haven.
It is slippery out there. We do have an accident reported through Manchester, 84 westbound at exit 62. Multiple vehicles involved here. One went off the road, so it looks like there's a little bit of cleanup that'll be needed. Looking at about a 45-minute delay trying to get by that area. And then in Milford, had an earlier accident that has been cleared. That's 95 southbound by exit 35, but we got delays that remain, so just a heads up for the conditions. Very slippery so far this morning. This traffic report brought to you by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and more for a child in poverty, and there are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. And their wait, sponsor Child with Compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
Connecticut in-home assistance.
Good, people.
If you have an elderly loved one who you can't be there every minute for, but you're not quite ready to send them off to that place.
You don't want to go there.
Ugh.
Never, ever.
I told you we had an experience with one.
Yeah.
We went there. It was really bad.
Went to him once. My grandma was in there. I'm like, you gotta get her out of here.
But it was in a fancy town, so we thought, oh, this will be fancy. It was
Right,
like,
you think.
Wow. Nope. Be prepared with Connecticut in-home assistance. Visit cthomecare.com. Set up a free awareness meeting. Whether you need home care now, in the future, you're going on vacation, someone's getting a medical procedure, whatever it is, they can cover your bases. Be ready for home care with a free copy of their senior care ebook. Learn all about home care and more. Call or visit cthomecare.com. Their phone number is 855-412-CARE, 855-412-CARE, or cthomecare.com. AJ said he motorboated a nurse over the weekend.
Accidentally, yes.
99.1 PLR, Chaz and AJ in the morning. Brian Blackmore in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
What happened?
MRI, laying on the table.
So you got it done.
I got it done.
Who's a big boy?
I'm a big boy.
You got in. The door wasn't locked.
No, it was not. Yeah, I got in. No
He
problem.
had an MRI scheduled last week. And he goes and the door is locked, so he goes home instead of going into the emergency room door.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's what I did.
That's what you did.
And then this time I was a big boy. I got in. Matter of fact, they were waiting.
How'd you get in?
They were waiting for me. Went through the emergency room door like they told me to.
Okay.
Yep. They were actually waiting for me. Very nice people. Milford Hospital. Thank you. You rock. But I went in there, and when you do the MRI, you got to lie down on the table.
Yeah.
And I'm laying on the table.
Seems like a weird place to motorboat someone.
Well, it's what happened. What happened was as I'm laying there on the table, the lady goes, the technician, nurse lady goes, "Do you need a boost getting up?" Because I have a problem in my back. So
yeah, what is it? 3 vertebrae?
I have three fractured vertebrae. Yes. Yeah. I mean,
one is agony.
Like enough
3
can't possibly happen right now.
I can't even believe you're up and talking right now.
Neither can I. I guess
I don't know how you do it.
Neither do I. And I was like, okay.
So did she say you look like you're in pain? You want to motorboat me?
She goes, do you need a hand? Do you need a boost getting up? And I said, yeah, why not? Because I knew it was going to hurt. And it was just going to end up that way anyway. So I'm like, fine.
Right.
So she stuck her arm out, for me to grab onto.
So you can pull yourself up.
I pull up on one arm, and then she uses her other arm to kind of like grasp me and pull me up at the same time. And when she did, a little too much force on both people, and I ended up going too far forward. And I ended up slamming my head right between her breasts. And I'm like,
she gave you a boost, all right.
And you just stayed there
for maybe a half a second, yeah.
Okay, you're like, this is nice.
It's
warm and comfortable. It reminds me of when I was a baby.
Enough for me to just kind of like look around for a second, like, what's going on?
Is everything okay here?
Look to the right, look to the left. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was by accident, though.
By accident.
By accident.
It's completely by accident.
Yep.
But you didn't do this. You didn't go.
No.
That's motorboating.
Yeah, not on first boost. No.
And if she does it again, then all bets are off.
Exactly. So, yes. So I got a little bonus.
We went to a memorial lunch yesterday for a guy named Jay, who was the photographer at the Vicky Soto 5K. Vicky Soto was the teacher, was her first year teaching.
Yeah.
The shooter comes into Sandy Hook, and she used her body to protect her students.
Yes.
And ultimately lost her life. So I meet this guy at the Vicky Soto 5K, and for years we're together. So he's the photographer. We go up in the scissor lift. He loves the scissor lift. I do not like the scissor lift.
No,
I am the opposite of liking the scissor lift.
You hate it, yes.
Come to find out, this guy is originally from Connecticut, lives in Florida. He was a marine biologist. He saved a dolphin. I mean, this guy has like the most interesting life. He does the Vicky Soto 5K. He goes home, doesn't feel well. Turns out he had prostate cancer. He's dead in 5 weeks.
Oh.
Unreal. Wow. Unreal. Like, everyone's devastated. So we were at Bad Sons yesterday, and we're sitting at a table. His widow is a nurse. So obviously she knows a lot of nurses.
Of course.
Jennifer's a nurse, my wife. So we're sitting at a table. It's all nurses. They're all older.
Right.
Like they're retired nurses.
Yep.
And so they start, nurses, they're comparing notes. What kind of nurse are you? What kind of nurse are you? Right. One nurse says, I'm a vagina nurse.
Okay.
I'm like, interesting.
I'm going to sit over here.
It's just like, one of the baby doctors.
Yes.
Nurses.
Right.
I'm like, interesting. I think I'm a vagina nurse.
Right. I've never heard it described like that.
No, me neither.
And I nurse my beer. I listen.
Yeah. So later, another nurse joins them, and we're all talking, and I introduced myself as a vagina nurse.
Nice.
I've been studying for decades.
In what field? I'm more out the window. More out the window.
And they just thought it was the funniest thing. We just had such a great time. And
as your friend would have wanted.
Yeah. Yep. But that's how I'm going to introduce myself now.
Nice. Vagina nurse.
Yeah, I'm a vagina nurse.
Cool.
Yeah, but man, Jay, I don't know if you could hear us, man, but wow.
Good person.
Good person.
Yeah.
Sorry you're gone.
Those scissor lifts suck. Those are the worst.
Oh, yeah, at the event.
They're not fun to be in. I was in one recently for some video work, and it was
the rickety,
very,
man.
like
they don't feel stable.
No.
And I was with a guy who's been going up in them forever, and he was like, "Well, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's gonna wiggle a little bit. That's what it feels like."
Why is it
and
called?
I'm like, "Oh, I hate this."
Yeah, why is it called timber?
Yeah,
yeah. It feels like you're a sneeze away from just going over.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
You're like, the physics here aren't making sense in my brain. This feels very heavy up top. It feels
Right,
like it
and
wants
it's
to fall.
we're flopping around here in the wind.
It needs a wider base. They make them so thin, it goes like doorways, things like that. If it had a wider base and a thinner top, it'd be probably a lot better, more stable.
Yeah, and Jay would be getting pictures, so he's moving around in the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Stop moving. Stop it.
Yeah. You want to talk about rules of the roads?
Yes.
We'll do that coming up. But we got something pretty cool here. 10 things our state government wastes money on.
Oh.
We have a guy who's gone through the budget. He's going to roll through it.
Well, the snow is over, mostly sunny, breezy, colder, maybe a flurry. Low to mid-20s, wind chill tonight, by the way, of 0 to 10. Right now it's 20 in Brantford.
And we do have slippery conditions. Unfortunately, quite a few accidents out there. We'll start in Manchester, 84 westbound at exit 62. Multiple vehicles involved here. One off the road, so there might be some cleanup effort, about 45 minutes trying to get by. And then through Rocky Hill, 91 northbound between exit 24 and 25. We have an accident there as well. That is blocking the left lane. Looks like just a single car spin out. But we're seeing a lot of spin-outs already this morning, so the conditions are slippery. Spike crews out there doing the best they can. This traffic report brought to you by True Green. True Green, get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com for 75% off your first service and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. trugreen.com. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
LeClaire Heating and Air. It's going to be very cold this week.
Yes.
What did they say? Like, it's going to feel like below zero?
It's going to be wind chill tonight of 10 to 0, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Very cool.
Yeah, so if the furnace goes down, this is the guy to call. Rich over at LeClaire Heating and Air, 203-735-1700. It's always better to get the furnace serviced so it doesn't go down when it gets really cold.
Ooh.
So that's not a bad call to make. Have them come over, change the filters, and do whatever it is they do when they service a
Make
furnace.
the magic happen.
I open the basement door and I just point downstairs and I say, yeah, it's down there. Good luck.
There's your quarry.
Good luck.
Go for it.
203-735-1700 or go online, LeClaireHVAC.com, whether you need servicing, you want to purchase propane or heating oil, want to get under a service contract, so if it breaks down, you're not writing a check every time, or if you're getting a kitchen or a bathroom remodeled, 203-735-1700. They have master plumbers. Also, Rich is always looking for excellent HVAC techs.
Ooh.
So if you want to improve your, new year, new you, 203-735-1700 or LeClaireHVAC.com.
What snow are we supposed to get?
Oh. We didn't get as much as I thought we were going to get.
No.
The roads are slick, but not bad.
They're usable.
I mean, they're empty, right? It's Martin Luther King Day, snow day.
Where are you going anyway?
Where are you going anyway?
Where are you going anyway?
Who's working besides us?
Right.
Right. Exactly. I heard that it was going to be up to 8 inches. We got nowhere near that.
No.
They're saying Vernon got 6.
No, Vernon was good.
Bridgeport 2.3, Clinton 1.8. I don't know. It's like a nothing sandwich.
Right.
Really.
Some folks lie.
I just think they get it wrong.
They do.
I don't think it's lying.
No. Well, yeah, folks lie. I had 6 inches last night.
Yeah, the roads aren't bad.
I think Milford got like 3, 2.5, 3.
It's always the hype that sells it. You know? It's always the oh, it's going to be 8.
I get all excited about it.
Me too.
I turn my outside lights on so I can watch the snow come down.
Yeah.
Like how much do we have now?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm waiting to get hammered. I want to get hammered.
It is nice. It is nice when it's snowing outside and you know you can't go anywhere.
Yep.
You have one of those days where you're just like, I'm going to put on a movie. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to enjoy the snow.
And you just went food shopping, so all else food in the house.
Yeah. And then when you do venture out, it's an adventure.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm going out.
Yep.
Here we go.
You really feel like you're roughing it.
Right. Look how high this one is. Oh, my God. Oh.
Yeah, and then you go into like some cozy restaurant or something, and there's like 5 people in there, like, we made it here. Yeah. You feel like some kind of adventure from,
explorers,
early America.
I made it to the pole.
I made it.
That's it.
I'm stopping off my boots at the door.
Right.
There's none of that now. We haven't had any of that.
Nope. Not the Volvo SUV in the parking lot.
It's going to get brutally cold this week, so good luck, everybody.
Yeah, stay warm.
Mark Fitch is on the show, and he has a list of the top things that the government wastes money on. Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Good. You're an investigative reporter with what?
With Connecticut Inside Investigator. So you can check us out at insideinvestigator.org.
Okay. And what do we got here?
Well, I grabbed like 10 things. You said like what people could see as waste of money. Obviously, everybody has their opinions, but I picked out some 10 things that I think people would be interested in.
Okay.
Okay. You just want me to run them down?
I don't know. You want me to try to guess?
No.
How do you want to play it?
All right. Now, here, I'm just going to start with some big ticket items here. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So number one, and I think this was a huge story, is $28 billion that we have lost over the last 10 years because we are really bad at Wall Street investments as a state. And you would figure in a state that is known for hedge funds, we'd be pretty good at it, but we're not. We were actually the second worst state in the country for returns on our investments. And because of that, we lost so much money. We had to raise taxes twice. State employees had to take cuts to their benefits, all this stuff. And if we had done just as well as like most other states with our pension investments, we would have made an additional $28 billion. So that right off the top is huge.
So if we were just average in investing, we would have made $28 billion.
Over the last 10 years, yes.
How did we get so bad at it? Now, didn't Lamont make one of the Lehman brothers the guy in charge of that?
He was in charge of the Department of Economic and Community Development, not the state. The state treasurer runs the investments, he has a panel of people who advise him. And, we had Denise Napier as state treasurer, then we had Sean Wooden as state treasurer, and they doubled down on a lot of bad investments that we made and bad money market managers that we used, and we did not do too well. I mean, we did bad and really bad. So, and we're starting to turn that around, but it's still like we made like 11% this past year, but your average index fund made 20%. So we're still behind, and it costs us a lot of money because we have $60 billion invested.
Seems weird that we would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was shocking. I think everybody was kind of shocked when that came out.
All
So
right.
number 2, all right, moving on. State pier. You guys heard about the state pier?
No.
Okay. Well, basically, back in 2019, Governor Ned Lamont was like, "Hey, let's redevelop the state pier in New London into an offshore wind farm hub." And so we had to completely kick everybody off the pier, tear it down, rebuild it. And they're like, "Hey, this is only going to cost us $93 million." Well, that was completely false, and they knew it at the time. It's now cost us $353 million. And I mean, there's contractors that are suing each other. There's a federal investigation. There's been kickbacks and ethics, fines. I mean, the whole thing has been, for me as a reporter, it's a gift that keeps on giving. But as far as, the taxpayers and actually running a good, redevelopment of a state asset, it's been a nightmare.
So this probably started with us taking land from people who've owned land there for generations.
We kicked the longshoremen off the place. We took, a lot of businesses had stuff coming in through that pier, and we kicked them off just so we could rebuild the entire thing so it could only build offshore wind.
Are we having any electricity generated from this yet?
No.
Oops. Yeah.
No.
This sounds like every other green project that we have.
Right.
They just never, on paper, it sounds great, man. We're going to, use less electricity, less coal.
Right.
And it just never works out. It turns out to be a tremendous amount of money for almost nothing.
Wasted project.
Well, here's the thing. The one of the wind farms they want to build out there, Revolution Wind, that's going to give us, as a state, electricity. But even if it does start doing that, they're going to charge us 3 times the cost of electricity that we pay for natural gas. So we're spending $353 million to build something that's going to charge us more for electricity.
That sounds like here.
Yeah. Somewhere at the end of all this, there are people getting very rich that are connected to these people making these dumb decisions.
Yep.
So they seem dumb to us, but they're doing it for
they're calculated
self-profit.
Yes.
All right, what's number 3?
Okay, number 3. This one's kind of obscure. It's called the Connecticut Center for Advanced Technology. It's this nonprofit that we funnel millions and millions of dollars into, and it's supposed to build up the manufacturing sector in Connecticut. Get more manufacturing jobs going, bring in more manufacturers to the state. All this kind of stuff. Well, we've done nothing but lose manufacturing jobs over the last 30, 40 years, and now this center is doing such a good job, we're going to build them a brand new headquarters. And that includes us paying $15 million off our credit card and then getting another $16 million from the federal government and then getting another $10 million from somewhere else. So it's another one of these things where we're kind of doubling down on things that have not been working. And
it's funny that their answer to getting businesses to come to Connecticut is to create more government to get in the way of businesses coming into Connecticut instead of the opposite, which would be less government.
Yeah.
People come in. If you can make things affordable, people will come here.
Make it easier. Yep.
Yeah. And building these guys a new headquarters for what? You haven't really done much. So, okay, number 4, this one's kind of fun. Ozempic, that wonderful weight loss drug that has
Vitamin
John Goodman looking like a deflated balloon. Yeah. All right. So we're spending about $40 to $60 million a year on that for state employees to lose weight. So that's about 10% of our overall state employee healthcare budget. Yeah.
Well, less person, less gas use.
So what do you mean that we're just it's part of the health insurance policy?
Yes, we cover that.
So we pay 40 to 60 million extra per year for that benefit?
Yep, Ozempic and Wegovy, yeah.
Wow.
So, they see long-term, benefits if you lose weight, but, that number has just gone up ever since these drugs came out. Everybody's getting on them. So, okay. Number 5, here's another creation of the current administration. Back in 2019, we created the Office of Health Strategy. And this office is supposed to get our healthcare costs down, right? All right, what hasn't happened? Yes. But what has, healthcare costs have continued to go up. They haven't gone down. And What has also gone up is the budget for this office. So in 2019, when this Office of Health Strategy started, they had a $3 million budget. Last year, their budget was $13 million. So an additional $10 million for ostensibly nothing's really happening, nothing's changing, everybody's upset about the healthcare costs. And not only that, but part of this office's budget is paid for by fees on our health insurance costs. So we're paying more, and this office is growing.
Upside down world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bizarro.
Okay.
All right, we're going to stop you here because I can only take 5 before I hang myself. But we'll do the other 5 next week.
Okay, that sounds good. I got 5 more.
Awesome.
Jeez. I wish you didn't.
But I had more than that.
All right, Mark, keep up the good work. Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And no one knows about this stuff.
No.
More people need to learn about it.
They do.
The state could invest $1 million in me.
There you go.
I'd be okay with that.
I think about the money that they flush down the toilet. I'm like, you could actually just go out and hand money to people,
Just throw
and
it
it
out,
would be
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would be better. It would actually help them.
One of those like wind things where you just put the money in and you got to grab as much as you can. You know?
We just make those big cash boxes.
Right.
Yeah. And you just turn it on and let people grab cash.
Exactly.
All right. Dumbass news. An air hostess busted for what she had in her butt. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. 99.1 PLR. Comedian Brian Blackmore in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yay.
An air hostess busted for what she had in her butt.
All right. What's in your butt?
It was 960 grams of gold in her rectum.
It's golden butt.
960 grams.
Right.
Rectum?
Then you killed him. Yes, they call it jackpot. Pull an arm.
It's DB Cooper.
They call it jingles.
She and a few fellow cabin members or crew members were eventually caught when they landed. Typically in Western countries like the U.S. and Canada and the U.K., it's drugs that get curried up the anus.
Yeah.
But apparently in India, there's a huge market for smuggling gold.
Oh. These big coins, little coins.
First, let's talk about this 26-year-old air hostess.
Okay. Senior air hostess, get it out.
Yeah. So they saw her on the plane, and she saw that her movements were a little off.
Right.
Yeah, mine would be too. For
Yeah,
sure.
really. Yeah, swing too hard to the left. I was, whoa.
I can't move right when I have to go number 2.
Yeah, well, the load shifts.
She got a little waddle.
Yep.
After being questioned by customs, she refused to get an X-ray. So they gave her a medical examination.
How much did it cost?
At which point they discovered 960 grams of gold in compound form in her butt.
Yeah.
Compound form? Is that did she
it cost her out the ass.
form it so it fit?
It cost her out the ass.
Yeah. one bar.
Every time I'm around the corner, ding, ding. Like the toothpaste commercials, ding.
How'd you get through security?
Seriously.
You know?
Well, probably because she's an air hostess.
Right.
Oh, she's hostess, yeah.
Right, hostess,
yeah,
right.
She doesn't go through. Yeah.
Right. The one part of playing sagging.
She spent 14 days in a women's prison.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those where the punishment fits the crime. You know, like you had to carry that the whole way.
The worst part is someone's gonna end up with one of those coins.
Yeah, the punishment would be we're gonna just leave it in there.
Yeah, I think that seems pretty uncomfortable.
I don't call you a piggy bank.
Oh man, there must be some. I don't even want to see the training video, like the Rocky movie, like training to carry that.
Right? Yeah. You know, she's like a Super Mario villain. When you jump on her head, a gold coin pops out.
Yep.
The value of the gold was $89,000.
$89,000.
Damn.
That's a decent amount of gold.
It's a big piggy.
I don't even think I could put a quarter in there.
I won't even try.
Yeah, I'm sitting on my retirement here, you know?
Yeah. My annuity.
Yeah.
I have an annuity when I need cash now. Just call my buttocks. It's time to cash now. Wow.
Well, you know, good for you. You almost made it.
Yep.
You almost made it.
Close.
For everyone that gets caught, there's definitely more people who probably don't. You know?
Right.
Like,
you know, what? And I want to know a little bit more, like, was she being greedy?
yeah, she just did a little too much gold.
Like
you know?
if she just did $40,000
Yeah,
worth,
yep.
was she good at 40? And she was like, no, I can do more.
I can do more.
Does she have to keep any?
Keep going.
I
Right.
can do more.
Right.
I've been training for this my whole life.
Right. Well, as you get older, it stretches more.
Have you ever tried to smuggle anything into anywhere?
I haven't used your booze.
Ruth, you smuggled Chewy into Disney World?
Not Chewy, Poncho, another Chihuahua that I have. Rest in peace, Poncho, up in doggy heaven. Yeah, to Disneyland.
You had to smuggle?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
We were visiting my father-in-law out in California, and he was just a tiny little puppy. Didn't want to leave him alone, so we had a little carrier bag, and I had put the bag under my shirt and just walked right into Disneyland. And he went on all the rides, and yeah.
Wow.
Well, we've got a chalupa bag.
Yeah. Oh, I've done that. I've done that.
Put the dog in a chalupa bag.
So my fiance has a purse that has like a hidden flap in it, and we've gone to the movies before with a full bag of Taco Bell.
Yeah, there you go.
Just just a whole meal ready to go for the movies.
Yeah, you have your movie purse.
Yeah, you got to have your movie purse. It's got all the secret compartments. You put all the candy in it. Definitely done a few of those.
Candy and Taco Bell. Any drinks?
No, because the drink is, I mean, I guess you could do like a plastic bag, right? But if you only have to buy the drink.
Yeah.
Right, no
you know,
nips.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely nips. Definitely brought nips.
Got to bring some nips in.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you buy
beer
a
in the
soda.
movies.
What was that?
I brought beer in the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. A little flask. You can get a pint in there, no problem. No, the thing with the movie theater also is no one is checking. Like, no one
cares.
The 16-year-old kid behind the counter is like, okay, here's your movie.
He's
Like, they don't care
Yeah, no
about
problem.
what, like,
He's in his phone anyway.
yeah, he doesn't care what you're bringing in the movie theater. That's always a good time.
Yeah.
It's not gold, though.
See, if we were still doing Stunt or Stupid, AJ, we could try to stick $90,000 of gold up your ass.
But we're not,
See
right?
how that worked.
No, we're not.
Okay, good.
I heard that's how some of the Egyptian pharaohs went out.
Yeah. That's why they toot uncommon.
Now, some women say I poop gold and pee champagne. She actually does poop gold.
She does.
Man accused of stealing a fire truck and using it to pull over drivers on I-91. It was a Connecticut guy.
Gotta love it.
This we think of.
He stole a fire department pickup truck to pull over drivers on 91 in western Massachusetts early Saturday. The suspect, Christian, 46, we don't need to use his last name, of Windsor, Connecticut, taken into custody 5 a.m.
Had to pick up some.
Do we know what department it was from? No.
State police in the Northampton barracks received reports that a driver of a Windsor Fire Department pickup was conducting suspicious motor vehicle stops on 91.
First
he
off,
was getting out and having conversations with them.
Who's pulling over someone with a fire vehicle?
Yeah, you got the wrong
That's the wrong.
truck.
Have you seen
the
fire? Have you seen fire? No.
But here's the other thing. So my father was a volunteer firefighter for over 10 years.
Nice.
And if there's one thing I know about firefighters is that they love their trucks.
Oh yeah.
They love their vehicles. They take care of those things like their children, you know? Stealing a fire vehicle.
That's death.
Not going to go over well for you.
No.
Avery's going to face charges in Massachusetts, including receiving stolen property.
Receiving.
Did
he steal it?
Impersonating a police officer, failure to stop for police, negligent operation, and improper use of emergency lights.
Being an idiot.
Yeah, that's just
being
dumb.
a dumbass in there anywhere.
That's stupid.
Well, that snow is over. Mostly sunny, breezy, colder, maybe a flurry later on. Low to mid-20s. Wind chill tonight of 0 to 10 is 19 now in Cheshire.
Yeah, the snow's over, but we do still have some accidents that remain from earlier slippery conditions. In Rocky Hill, 91 northbound, we've got an accident that is still blocking the left lane between exit 24 and 25. Just a single car spin out, but cleanup effort continues there, so you can expect delays about 30 minutes currently trying to get by. This traffic report brought to you by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and more for a child in poverty, and there are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
Window Nation.
Window Nation!
Oh, man, you're going to feel it this week. If you don't have great windows, you're going to feel that cold air coming through. It's going to be brutally cold.
It's going to race to your house.
They're saying like sub-zero with the wind and all that stuff. And, heating costs aren't going to go down.
No.
Propane,
Ain't never going to happen.
oil,
Nope.
electric, none of that stuff's going down.
Save yourself now.
Yeah, what you could do is fix your windows and keep that heat inside. Call 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com. Right now, they're doing 50% off all window styles, plus pay nothing with no interest for 2 years.
Nice.
Now, it costs nothing to get a price on all of this.
Yep.
And it's very simple to go to windownation.com, upload a picture of your house, plug in different window styles, pick the windows you like. Yeah. They come over, they give you a price. You want to do it, you do it.
Bing, bing, boom.
And then you get 50% off all styles and pay nothing with no interest for 2 years.
It's beautiful.
windownation.com or 866-90-NATION. Tell them Chaz and AJ sent you. Anybody get excited because TikTok was off for like 5 seconds?
I was.
Brian Blackmore in studio.
How's it going?
That's how you make your money, right?
I do make money on TikTok, yes. I've been a creator on there actually since the app was called Musical.ly. It was originally music.ly, and then it transitioned into TikTok. So I've created content actually since I was like 15, 16. But when TikTok dropped, I was like, oh, okay, I'll get on a new app and create this vertical short form content. And it started to take off. And then I started to make money.
How many followers do you have?
I have 350,000 followers currently on my TikTok.
Crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. I made my last video on there when
You're like,
we thought it
signing
was,
off,
I was like,
TikTok family.
thank you guys for
Don't know if we'll
following.
see you again.
Thank you for hanging out
Farewell,
with me.
so long.
That's exactly. Yeah, I was waving the handkerchief.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Good day.
Is he Titanic?
I said good day.
I said good day, sir.
So I actually saw the official Paramount account posted the guys from the Titanic playing the violin
Oh, wow.
as the ship was going down.
Wow.
That's great.
And then all of a sudden, I get texts from my friends like, "Oh, it's back." And I'm like,
It was really a blink of an eye.
"Really?" Most people were asleep the whole time it was
Seriously.
quote banned.
Wasn't
Yeah.
long.
When did it go off? It went off Saturday, right?
So it went off at like 8:30 on Saturday.
Morning.
Like
Right?
No, like Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Yep.
Okay.
Saturday night, like 8:30. All of a sudden, I checked my app and it said TikTok's been banned in the U.S. Like we are.
Yeah. So sorry.
No longer have access to the app. So.
And then it was back when? Sunday morning?
And then it was back Sunday morning at like 10 o'clock. It popped right back up. Like people were like, "Oh, you can access it again, no problem." And your algorithm's the same, everything's the same. I don't,
Right.
I don't know really what happened to that time.
Psych.
What comes up in your TikTok feed?
In my TikTok feed, it's a lot of so I'm a big nerd, so I watch a lot of nerd content, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, Beyblade, video games, like all that kind of stuff. I'm a big nerd.
Big nerd,
yeah, and a lot of my content is based on old video game music and retro movie soundtracks and stuff like Kenny Loggins, like Highway to the Danger Zone.
Right.
My audience loves anything that has to do with the soundtrack. So movies,
like 80s and 90s?
80s and 90s. They love that stuff, and so do I. So it's kind of been cool to find kind of a group of people who just really connect on like what they call retro music or like retro video games, like Nintendo 64 and PlayStation and all those kinds of sounds. From,
Let me scroll through my
the
TikTok,
era.
see what comes up. It's weird how it not only knows what you like, but it knows what you like in that moment.
So that's the thing with TikTok that I think a lot of people are upset about losing, right? Is that TikTok knows you and what you want to see in the morning, the afternoon, and the night.
Does it
It's
know
different.
that, or does it just scurry to figure it out in the moment? Because they're different mornings, all like different things.
Yes, correct.
But it'll figure that
It
out
figures
immediately.
that
If I
out,
stay
yeah.
a half a second longer on a video, it's like, oh, this is what he wants to see.
Yeah, he engaged with this one. He liked this one.
Right.
He commented on this one.
Like if there's a clip from Landman and I stay on the whole thing, all of a sudden they're giving me all of that. Every other video is that.
But like Reels, like Instagram Reels, Facebook also has Reels because they're the same. They're both Meta.
They haven't figured that
They
out.
haven't figured out that tailored algorithm.
I'm sure they're trying to reverse engineer that.
They're sitting there right now, like, come on, come on, guys.
Yeah, because lately I've been fascinated with these videos of guys who are like going out in the wild and they make like a shelter out of nothing.
Yep.
I saw one last
seen
night.
those.
It was on Jennifer's phone.
I couldn't
Yeah.
stop watching it. I couldn't.
But it's also
pretty
become
cool, good.
it's also become kind of like me and my partner's love language. Like we send TikToks back and forth to each other because we're like, haha, look at this. Oh my God, look at this penguin sliding down the
take on me.
Yeah. Jennifer and I do the same thing, and Chaz and I do the same thing.
Yeah.
We send the little videos back and forth. Let's see what TikTok thinks I like right now. Right. Marvel commercial comes right up.
Marvel, yep. I get all my highlights there, right? So like I have a lot of friends who are really into WWE and really into wrestling, and I'm not I'm not sitting there and watching all of the wrestling stuff, but I will get the highlights from what happened on TikTok or like any sports, any fights that are happening. I'll scroll past those too and just see kind of the whole highlight reel.
For some reason, TikTok thought I liked or am interested in this Blake Lively thing with this Justin.
There's like a drama going on right now.
There's this whole
right?
drama with that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she came out and it looked bad for him. She was going to sue him.
Yep.
I thought, wow, why would an actress want to do this unless it was really bad? He must have really made her feel bad.
Yeah.
And then he came out with a deal And then now it looks really bad for her.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is the latest version of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
See, immediately you're invested in the drama. You're
And
like,
now I'm interested.
For this year, they got you in.
Normally
like,
I'm not interested. Now I'm interested.
Yeah.
That Blake Lively.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm glad it's back. I hope that they put some extension in place and kind of figure out exactly what the future of the landscape looks like for apps like this going into the future. It's kind of an interesting scenario that we've really never dealt with before. All of our apps have been domestic.
Right.
Everything's been Instagram, Facebook, and to have a new thing kind of come up and be from, Singapore, from China, because ByteDance is located in China, I think, but the CEO is Singaporean. Like, it's really an interesting kind of
what does
scenario.
it say about me that it just showed me a bus running over a woman pushing a baby carriage?
It's going to be on your next dumbass news.
It's Monday.
It must have just heard, right? Because they aren't listening, aren't they? Must have just heard dumbass news.
Right.
Well, if he likes ladies smuggling gold in their ass,
right,
he's going to love this video.
Bus baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like the all of the apps on your phone now are collecting all of the data about you all of the time. It doesn't matter what has your data, because I feel like everything has your data.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 cameras in this studio right now that could identify all of us. Like, it's pretty. It's
what they do with it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put myself out there for years.
Like the
and
FBI
years.
director just did an interview, and he was like a kind of a going away interview. And he said, look, China has all of these codes and worms inside of our main infrastructure technology. They could shut off water, electricity whenever they want.
Yeah,
they could wreak havoc immediately. Remember COVID? We had to order everything from China.
Right.
Yep. We were waiting for everything. We make nothing here.
We really do not.
So,
you check all of your clothes. You check anything. It's Malaysia.
All China.
Yeah.
All right. So now, because I didn't like the video, but I watched the whole video of that woman being hit by the bus.
Yes.
Yep.
Now it's showing a woman tied to a post that's getting lowered into. She's upside down.
What
and
is
she's
this
being lowered
algorithm?
into a barrel of water.
Huh.
So now,
this is like a
TikTok
medieval
thinks-
times. Okay, this
yeah,
is like
medieval torture museum in Chicago.
Okay.
Now I'm getting this because
this is not a live woman.
I
being
know,
lowered.
right.
This
So
is
it heard me talking during dumbass news. Woman with gold up her butt,
Right.
and then now I'm getting these videos.
Gitmo.
Yeah, it really is tailored. Like your algorithm, the kind of big phrase on TikTok is like, I built this algorithm brick by brick.
Yeah.
I built my For You page brick by brick.
Yeah.
And you really do. Every single thing that you watch for longer than the average is going to kind of register. So if you don't just scroll past it immediately and you stick for a second, that stick is what is counting.
But sometimes you're not staying there because you want to see it. It's because it's so bad you can't look away.
Oh, I mean,
Exactly,
that's the
yes.
But
human
they play
experience.
into that.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
human experience.
Oh, they don't care how to do it.
Like, I don't want to see a woman getting run over by a bus.
No.
But I'm like,
It's the
I've
train.
never seen this before, so I'm going to watch it.
Well, there was that one.
It's the train. It's the train argument.
It's the train wreck. Yeah, we slow down to see the train
Will
wreck.
she make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's bringing up some really weird stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is like Pokemon cards and guys playing Marvel video games.
Yeah,
Is it really?
It is.
I think
It
that's
is.
what you're going to
I
tell
mean,
us
there's
about,
a couple-
please. It's never just that
Well,
for
the
a guy.
cosplay community is huge in the nerd community. So like you're going to Comic-Cons, you're going to that kind of stuff. The characters there, some people go all out with them. So there are a couple sexual characters, a little bit out there,
All right.
but it's usually cosplay
It's a no
stuff.
gold coin.
It's usually people dancing as like Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four, or Gwen Stacy, who is like the female Spider-Man.
All right, that makes sense.
Okay.
Told you I was a nerd. I told
Okay.
you I was
Those are names and everything.
really
Right,
living
so
up to
those are the women you want to see.
Right.
Here's someone after the TikTok ban freaking out.
If TikTok being banned does not radicalize you as an American citizen, you are intentionally missing the point because it's not about TikTok.
So this should radicalize you.
Okay.
TikTok being shut down.
Right.
The fact that Republicans and Democrats across all legislative branches can expeditiously and unanimously pull together like never before and probably never again to streamline legislation banning a social media app while completely ignoring everything important to us. They can't pull together to make sure my kids don't get shot while they go to school, to fix the economy, to mandate livable wages, to kick hedge funds out of single-family homes so I can afford my mortgage again. They're doing all about homeowners insurance, stealing billions of dollars from Americans, and then leaving them for dead while their homes
Can you imagine being on a first date and this is kind of how it's going?
Yep.
wash away in a flood or burned to the ground in a fire. They, like every other country, can't pull together
the veal
to
looks
outlaw
pretty.
the poisonous substances that are in our food, creating
I hear
an
the wine's
epidemic
die for.
of obese, diabetic, cancerous Americans who need to lean on a healthcare system. They do the mandate
cheesecake.
in way of quality of service or cost. They won't give us free healthcare.
You know
they
what?
won't invest in
I'll just take the
infrastructure or
check,
education.
please.
But all of their
I'm in the
efforts
bathroom. Right back.
collectively go to banning a social media app. California is on fire. North Carolina and Tennessee washed away. New Jersey has geoplasmic orbs.
This is like the adult version of how dare you?
How dare you?
Yeah.
Crash out for sure.
Well, the sun returns, breezy, colder, maybe a flurry, low to mid-20s, wind chill tonight of 0 to 10. It's 20 in New Haven.
Seen a couple of accidents and spinouts already this morning. We're still dealing with delays at 91 northbound through Rocky Hill. This is between exit 24 and 25. Had an earlier spinout. Looks like that has been cleared, but you got delays trying to get through anyway. This traffic report brought to you by Compassion International. Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year, and their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
So pain is not normal. The pain caused with chronic joint pain day after day. For some of you, it became normal because it's happened for so long, but you do not have to live like that anymore. Short-term fixes are not working, so make a decision right now and say, no, I'm not going to live with it. Okay, moving again in 2025 with help from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, joint preservation. You revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. It's the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions like PRP to protect the pain from inside and take care of your arthritis. Tens of thousands of people are already doing this, and I'm doing as well. Did my foot fantastic. Never had a problem ever since then. No constant pain. Make it part of your life. Constant pain, that's got to go. Refresh your joints. Get lasting relief with these amazing treatments and call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 860-440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN. Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury. 860-440-PAIN.
When is Toto coming around? Brian Blackmore in studio. That was the question he posed to us right before the song ended. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. You guys going to see Toto when they come around? It's like, I didn't know they were coming around.
Yeah.
Are they coming to the amp?
They are coming to, the Hartford Healthcare. It looks like it's July 30th. Toto, Christopher Cross, and Men at Work.
Oh man. That's a yacht rock
night. That is a yacht rock night for sure.
Men at Work sounds fun.
Did you watch that documentary on Max?
No, I haven't. We had the clip of Donald Fagen hanging up and saying F you.
Yes.
So they called Donald Fagen and asked him about yacht rock.
Yep.
How was that documentary?
I really enjoyed it. So I am a huge fan of yacht rock.
Right.
I listened to it all summer long. I love Michael McDonald.
How did they define it?
So I think they just kind of defined it as like that was the pop
not
music
guitar-based
of the
rock,
era,
like
right?
easy listening rock.
Yes, it is. It's like easy listening. It's kind of smooth. It has a like an injection of soul in it, an injection of funk a little bit.
Yeah.
It was just the music of the era, and I think that some like Michael McDonald really embraces the fact that people are calling it yacht rock. He's like it's given it a new life. It's given it a whole new
its own category.
It's allowed these guys to almost tour again at the level that they were. I mean, they're all incredible musicians.
Well, there are yacht rock bands that are making serious dough.
Yes, now there's bands that are like Yachty by Nature and stuff like that.
That's a great name, by the way. I haven't heard that one. That's an awesome name.
That's excellent.
Yeah, or like Yachtly Crew is another one.
Yeah, that one I've heard of.
Yep. And they're doing these shows where they play all these hits from Steely Dan, and I know Donald Fagen does not like being lumped into this
yacht rock,
but it's a thing. It's a thing, and it came from just that comedy series on YouTube. So there was a comedy series on YouTube back in the early 2000s called Yacht Rock, and all it was a comedic retelling of like Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald in the studio.
Oh, is that right?
And it was just a nonsense video, but they were making fun of Michael McDonald and his whole like thing.
Yeah.
And that's how the phrase was coined, yacht rock. It's from that episode. The whole thing was called
It just
yacht
never
rock.
went away.
Wow.
Yep.
Did anyone copyright or patent it?
I don't think so.
No one owns that.
Because
right?
there's playlists everywhere now that are called
yacht rock.
Right,
like, Sirius channels and playlists.
Yeah, they have whole stations dedicated to it now.
Yeah.
The other thing is, like, no one wore captain's hats and ascots and a pipe back then. Like,
to be cool.
Outside of TV series, yes.
But all of that, really the only song that is like Yacht is Sailing by Christopher Cross. That's the only song that mentions a boat, really.
Yeah.
But all of that music, you hear it and you're like, yeah, it kind of does sound like the ocean a little bit.
Yeah. Music you'd listen to on your yacht.
Right. You're drinking beers. It's the perfect music to have a drink to be outside in the summer. And once that temperature starts to rise, I am listening to yacht rock all the time.
Yeah.
No mosh pits.
No mosh pits. It's smooth. It's easy. You can listen to it all the time. And it's music that also is not like, it's not too low.
Yeah.
It's not too high. It's like it hits that perfect center point where like it's background music, but you can vibe to it. Ambrosia and all of those.
Yeah, it's the only time you could play Ambrosia and get away with it.
Yes.
It's yacht rock, dude.
I have all that.
Coming up, how do you protect a president on a day like today? Not only has this next guy done it, but he's played the president in training scenarios.
All that snow is gone. Sunshine today, breezy, colder, maybe flurry. Low to mid-20s. Wind chill tonight of 0 to 10. It is 17 now, Wallingford.
And we do have delays. There's an obstruction reported on the roadway 84 eastbound through Waterbury. This is between exit 21 and 22. Delays reported because of debris that is somewhere on the road there. Delays coming right off of the upper deck of the Mixmaster through that area, about 40 minutes right now. This traffic report brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
The Water Doctor.
Water Doctor.
Hey, it's Chaz. Let me tell you about my buds over at the Water Doctor. If you have well water, this is the company to use. WaterDRCT.com.
Use them.
I get texts from tribe members all the time thanking me for referring them. And there's a... Hold on, let me read this.
You're legit.
Yeah, let me read this message. Got to pull it up on my phone here.
Good. And now a reading of Water Doctor.
Yeah, if I can only get it.
Bravo.
To expand.
Need music. And now a reading from Water Doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Not good to wake up at 6:45 a.m. with no water, especially with a house full of people looking to get ready for the day. I checked out the usual thing, power switch, the contacts, and the breaker. Well, he knew more than I would. It all checked out okay. I remember hearing about Water Doctor on Chaz and AJ, so I figured I'd try them first. Extremely happy that I did. I called and spoke to Matt at 8 a.m. He was there by 9 a.m. with his helper. We went over a few things, and by 9:15, it was determined my well pump was most likely bad. Matt was super knowledgeable and explained everything, why my pump was most likely the culprit, even answered my questions about my water softener that had been acting up. Matt was blah, 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 and this goes on and on.
Wow.
And there's story after story after story.
It's true.
Find out you have no water at 8, call at 8, he's there at 9, 9:15, figured it out.
Yep.
WaterDRCT.com. That's WaterDRCT.com. How do you protect the president on a day like today? Let's ask someone who's done it. Paul Eckloff, retired Secret Service. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Thank you. Great to be here.
Today is like the Super Bowl of Secret Service days, right?
Absolutely. Today's like the Super Bowl of Super Bowls. Well, it would have been the largest security event in their history. And if you consider they had 9,000 security events in 2024 alone, they have a few. Moving indoors because of the weather for the majority of the events certainly will help. But yes, today
that's a big
is an
sigh of
enormous
relief
step.
to you guys when you hear it's going inside.
It is to the poststanders who get to go inside. I would say an event inside still means the majority of the security is standing outside in the cold.
Oh.
So while for the mission you're glad it's inside, for your own feet and fingertips, you're still trying to prepare for the cold.
So you were Secret Service for George W., for Barack, and for Trump, correct?
I was indeed. I was on their specific Presidential Protective Division details for those three presidents.
And you've done different things for inauguration security, right? You've played the president in training scenarios.
I did. I've been involved in securing 5 different inaugurations, and for one specific one, for the real elaborate training that we do at our training center, I played both the president and the vice president in the scenarios.
Okay. Do you have to do the voice when you?
I thought I said I was not going to do this, but you don't have to do the voice. So I would say it's not a mission requirement. But when I was George Bush, I can either confirm or deny whether I went fully into character with the voice or not.
Well, you got to play the part. So you did a good job.
Right.
You have to give a few speeches because we reenact the inaugural balls. We reenact the parade route. We reenact any number of scenarios. And, you do kind of have to make sure that the supervisors have a realistic training environment. And my job was essentially during the scenarios where the attackers would not reach close enough to get to the president. My job was to increase the tension, and I chose to do that by pestering them as George W. Bush.
Missed me.
Increase the tension. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was in most scenarios, and because of Secret Service's layered protocol, the attackers are never going to get close to the president. He's stashed in an undisclosed location, even if that's a hallway bathroom that's hardened with cinder blocks, and the secure perimeter can be built up until the problem is put down. But you want your supervisors to feel the real tension. So as the protectee who's standing in a shower stall, happens to be me yelling, Eddie, Nikki, get me out of this shower. I look terrible. Get me out of there. I need to talk to Condi. I need to talk to Dick. And I was better at it when I was around him more. I didn't make any friends that day with the supervisors. And I did increase their tension, though, maybe not in the way I'd planned.
You were, in one of the scenarios, you were playing, I think, GW. GW, and you got pushed into a limo, right? It was, what was it? You were simulating an air assault?
We were simulating the motorcade route along the inaugural parade where you're walking there with the First Lady and you're waving at the crowd. We had simulated crowds. We had the actual vehicles. And that motorcade is 50 to 100 cars, and you have different scenarios planned to test the detail in all of the groups. In this one, we had an aerial assault. Our opposition force launched a homemade mortar towards the vehicle. Well, when this is first detected, the response is to evacuate the president into that steel armored limousine. This was the first year, and we were preparing this in 2004 before the new beast had become public. We were practicing with it. Well, it has a lower ceiling than the public would know, and without exposing national security secrets, you could imagine it's just a giant tank that looks like a Cadillac.
Right.
So when this missile came in, the rather large men and women who protect the president grabbed me off of my feet and ran me at full speed towards the limo. I know the sill is low. I can see the chrome and know that it's an undisclosed number of inches below that, and I've got to duck. Well, I ducked as much as I could, but that last shove, kind of like the Philly tush push, rammed me at a full sprint head first into a M1 Abrams weighted vehicle and knocked me out.
Damn!
I woke up in a heap on the floor with them on top of me, much like you see the videos and the stories when Ronald Reagan was shot. at the Hilton in D.C. with blood coming down my face and my head a little crooked, and they're remarking, "Oh, that fake hat, fake blood in his hat's remarkable. It's really real."
Not
and
fake.
They're touching it and trying to figure it out. And I just looked up at them, and I gave a word we used to use when an undercover scenario goes south. You just used to say Acapulco. And they don't use it anymore, so I can expose that. And so I just looked up with my eyes in two different directions and said Acapulco. And I think they knew I was in trouble. They knew I was in trouble. So if you're ever in trouble somewhere, just look at your friends and say Acapulco, and they're supposed to get you out of it.
It's a great restaurant in Stratford.
Paul Eckloff is on, retired Secret Service, talking about the inauguration today. Well, the lesson there was we got to throw him into the car, but we got to throw him lower.
We got to throw the president lower. So, if you practice bowling with the president or throwing him into the vehicle, and we had higher SILD vehicles up to this point in history. So for the 2005 inauguration, the first inauguration of President Obama, we were introducing these new remarkable state-of-the-art vehicles. Well, state-of-the-art meant more steel and more explosive protection from things, and so they did learn. Now, unfortunately, they did it the first day as Dick Cheney, and then the second, and I was too dazed or concussed or just plain stupid. I hope I don't appear on one of your shows that I researched. I don't want to end up on Dumbass News, but
wow, you are good.
I ended up probably belong there, but I ended up 2 days in a row. So that was two of my 7 major concussions while on the job that I can proudly.
Can you imagine if they saving the president from like a bomb attack,
right?
And then you throw him into the car and you break his neck.
Oops!
It's like, damn it,
it was close.
We almost saved him, then we killed him.
We almost saved him, and that's what they thought had happened when Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981. They got in the vehicle, and the agent in charge was assessing him, and the president thought that you broke my rib. You dove on me, but no, he'd been shot with a Devastator bullet by John Hinckley.
Yeah.
And they decided to divert. Instead of going to the White House, they went to the hospital. And to this very day, because of that, anytime the president is anywhere, there's an agent in the nearest hospital waiting for him with a plan.
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because of that assassination attempt.
They're on standby.
Because of that assassination attempt, we do vulnerability assessments and have security plans for every high enough trauma center within the vicinity of the president. Even ones he flies over that might have to divert to, there's an agent waiting in there. I did that very, very early in my career in a trauma center in Little Rock, Arkansas. And it was kind of funny because I was sitting there at a computer and I was watching these horrible traumas come in and trying to learn from it. And I would Google what was going on to try to learn about it. I was a high school biology teacher, which is another show in itself before I became a Secret Service agent. And a doctor was going by doing the rounds with his interns, and he was quizzing them on what the treatment would be for this particular individual who had hung himself. And I had been Googling it, and none of them knew. They were too scared to answer, so I raised my hand and gave the most in-depth medical explanation of a C3 fracture of the cervical vertebrae and what needed to be done. And they just had this stunned look, and he screamed at him that if the dumb Secret Service agent knew, they had to go back to class.
It's like, well, that happened to me when they threw me in the limo.
Exactly. Anyway, this was before that. I could only imagine that something as exciting as being thrown into a limo. I think it was on purpose because it was after I was tormenting them with the Bush accent. So I'm wondering if it was payback.
Yeah, that was it. Don't ever do that again.
That was night.
Paul Eckloff is on, retired Secret Service. That's Inauguration Day parade, the tradition where the president gets out and then walks. Is that the worst, like, Secret Service nightmare, protecting that moment right then?
The problem is that it is the worst nightmare, and it's not protecting that moment. It's because it's a moment that never seems to end. It's like that nightmare hallway that you're running down that just gets longer and longer. The inaugural parade route is so long, and the number of exposures from rooftops, and if you were to count the windows along that route where there could be an assassin, and while there had not been an assassin with a rifle or with a gun since 1981, and certainly not 2 assassination attempts since 1975. What we saw this summer in July and September in those horrible assassination attempts and the murder of the father in Pennsylvania, I know that this year the alert was going to be incredibly heightened. But to be going along that parade route in any capacity, and there are thousands of different submissions of the Secret Service and their federal, state, and local partners. It's not just the Secret Service. They're a very small agency as far as law enforcement and security goes. There's only 3,200 agents worldwide and over 130 field offices. There will be 25,000 police officers and military in D.C. today.
It's insane to try to coordinate all that.
Right.
Coordinating that's why they're designated as national special security events, which are events of the highest security, and they bring in every federal agency ahead of time instead of like what we saw in Butler, everybody sort of chasing its tail to figure out who's in charge, who investigates this, who's
I want to ask you about that in a second. But on this parade thing, I see Kennedy in the footage, the horrible footage, right before, everyone's happy, he's in the convertible. And you think, a president in a convertible driving through a city is kind of a bad idea. And every time I see a president get out of the car and walk down the parade route, I'm like, it seems like a bad idea. And it just seems like it's going to take a bad thing happening for them to end that tradition. You guys must tell them every 4 years, like, we'd love it if you didn't get out of the car.
We'd love it if they never left the White House. If they could just stay in the basement, in the closet, in the theater, maybe. Watch a movie, Mr. President. Although the last time I was in the President's Theater with President Obama, we had a fence jumper. I still don't know how the movie...
Was that the guy who went through the front door?
No, that was a different one. He was in the residence or out of the residence at the time. This was one who jumped the fence and just didn't get very far because they tend to think, well, the agents and officers will never shoot them, but the dogs really don't care. They'll bite anybody. So they get taken to the ground pretty quickly.
You can't outrun them.
No.
You cannot outrun them. They are pretty fast. But that motorcade round, whenever the president steps outside, that vulnerability and exposure time is one of the key features of any vulnerability assessment. So if you're walking a parade route for 2 hours, it's just harrowing. Now, there are plans in place, and I assure you the president's jacket can take a round or two, as well as the other things on it. But as far as the Kennedy one, I started my career back in 1998 in the Dallas field office, so I know all the real secrets because we would walk through that. But that shot was so easy that year, the distance, the timing, that open car. What most people don't know is that vehicle, which had a designation, was put back in the shop, had an armor-proof roof put on it, and was kept in service for years.
It was supposed to have a bubble on it that day, no?
It was, well, it could have. He was
the president didn't want it.
He did not want it. I've ridden that motorcade route with protectees. We had the King of Spain come through once, and he specifically requested to do a motorcade through Dealey Plaza. And of course, we all, double check our life insurance and say, sure, sir, let's do it.
Nuts. What, when you travel to other countries with the president, that has to be hairier, right?
Especially depending on the countries you go to. I've traveled to well over 50 or 60 countries. I lost track with the president because you really are in the hands of the individual you're with. We can only bring so many assets. Now, we can bring more to bear, and we have more intelligence overseas by bringing in more three-letter agencies, and we're allowed more military support. While you'll see military in D.C. today, they don't have police powers, and because of Posse Comitatus, not to curse on your show, but they can't do any police activities on U.S. soil. And overseas, you don't have that issue. We can bring in the SEALs or Delta Force and so forth. But some countries are wonderful to go to because the police forces are very advanced and they have a better control of their citizens, and others are not so much. Probably the most difficult day of my career, maybe the name of my autobiography, if I ever write it, it will be called Breakfast in Kabul, Lunch in Islamabad, and Dinner in New Delhi.
Wow.
That one day where we spent 3 days in Afghanistan and then a day and a half in Islamabad, Pakistan.
Which president was that?
India. That was a national security advisor. Many people don't realize that the Secret Service right now has 40 different protectees, and they protect the president and his inner circle. But with the president alone, I've been in over 50, and it does get very difficult, especially if you're in a country like, say, Benin or a smaller country without much embedded security. You've got to bring it all with you. Even
who got President
hospital. Carter
when he was like laying in a wheelchair, pretty much passed out? Easiest gig,
Boy Scout.
Don't get me started on former detail protection. There's a lot of competition in and among the Secret Service between I'm on the president's detail, I'm on the vice president's detail. There's no real tension, but it's a sort of a
That's what you want. That's the highest level.
You would think, and we do have some jokes. I was on the president's detail, a relatively unprecedented 5 times, because I'm a glutton for punishment. It's an extremely difficult assignment. Your family certainly pays the price, and you are almost never home. I had years I was home less than 100 days because you're traveling constantly, or you're at the White House constantly. Or in the last presidency, you spent it on the eastern shore of Delaware. But there's every presidency is different, and those challenges are extreme. Former presidents' details do tend to be smaller because they're based on the threat. President Carter did not have a robust security group towards the end, but he certainly had a very dedicated group of individuals that would not let anything happen to him that nature wasn't already doing.
Do you have a couple minutes to hang out? I want to play a song, but I want to ask you about Butler, and then I want to ask you a couple of other things. Do you have a second?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Man, I could talk to this guy all day.
Seriously.
I hope he does write that book. Paul Eklof, retired Secret Service. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. Man, this guy does his research.
Seriously.
He's out in the air telling us about us.
I forgot about us.
Oh, that's right. Your Secret Service.
Forgot about me.
You do research.
Damn.
I have a particular set of skills, yes.
99.1 PLR, Chaz and AJ in the morning. Paul Eckloff is on, retired Secret Service. Trump last night said he's going to release the JFK, the RFK, and MLK assassination files. What do you think is going to be in there?
That's an excellent question, and I can only speculate. What I've always found funny about the conspiratorial mindset of most Americans as they look at these things, and this is really true. We saw this play out this summer with the 2 assassination attempts. Because of a lack of knowledge, the brain fills in the gaps. You can stare at random colors and see faces and images, how the brain is wired. So as you don't get any information, we fill it in with conspiracy. As far as Kennedy, I've always told people from knowing the ballistics, from being there, from having stood in that 6th floor window and been in Dealey Plaza when I started my career in Dallas, that to my knowledge and forensic shows, it was one gunman. It was Lee Harvey Oswald from that window with 3 shots from that, I believe, a Mannlicher Carcano. The question is why? I think there are legitimate questions as to potentially Jack Ruby killing him afterwards. There are questions as to his involvement with the Soviet Union and his motivations. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out. I will say that the files of the CIA and the FBI tend to be very, very elaborate, and they do tend to go down the rabbit hole in those investigations. So I'm afraid we'll end up with more questions than answers, to be honest.
What about RFK?
RFK, that assassination falls in line with historical assassinations like the others, with Sirhan Sirhan.
Just a nutbag?
What you tend to find is a gun and a grievance. You find an individual with a weapon and a grievance of some kind. And throughout history, if you look at all the assassination attempts, back to the very first where an individual went to shoot, I believe it was Andrew Jackson, and his gun misfired and ended up getting beaten by a very crotchety Andrew Jackson with his cane. You just had a single individual, now with questionable motivations, some sort of mental illness or grievance. Some of them interesting and complex, and some less so. The assassination of President Garfield in 1881 in D.C. Is really kind of fascinating because he bought the gun because when he picked it out, he picked out a fancy one so it would look better in a museum because he knew, and he even told the press to look great in a museum when I use it. Interestingly enough, it was my great-great-great-grandfather who arrested him after he killed President Garfield.
Wow.
Really?
It absolutely. Horribly named Adolphus Eckloff was a lieutenant of the police force at the time.
How cool is that?
Wow.
Well, it's strange because that gun, after he testified at Charles Guiteau's trial, ended up in a family sock drawer until the 1970s. They donated it to a museum, and it was subsequently stolen. So nobody knows where that is. That's one presidential weapon that has been lost to history.
And Martin Luther King, that wasn't just a nutbag, right?
That's hard to say. There is a lot of speculation because you have to look at the activity of the government monitoring and other things. Now, I tend to have a more benevolent view of the government because when you say, well, the government did it, it was some guy like me who wanted nothing but security. I've even protected the president of Iran, not to compare the two. MLK was such a beloved figure, but so disruptive to the status quo, which you really could say of Trump, that I will certainly hope for the sake of America and the sake of what he means to so many people and the importance that he brought clearly to civil rights, that we see that it was just an assassination or somebody with racist motives. We use that assassination as in the training scenario because of the way that they used a diversionary fight to divert attention from the security personnel so it could be shot, whether Malcolm X and that shooting. It's fascinating. But I think one of his famous sayings was, "We didn't arrive on the same ship, but we're all in the same boat now. We've got to work together. We got to do something to bring down the temperature."
Let me ask you about Butler. I know that he didn't have a presidential Secret Service level protection, but there are a lot of mistakes made now.
You really wouldn't be able to count the number of mistakes that day, the lack of ownership. You really need agents and officers who go do a security plan and they assess everything. He had far from presidential level security, and a former president cannot and does not have the same threat level. He had for the first time, a former president had counter sniper operatives there and counter assault operatives. And it's a good thing they were there, because it was that counter sniper who was able to take out the shooter before he could harm more people. But the exposure on that rooftop, the time of exposure, the number of people who saw it, and the fact that you had such a glaring collapse of a security plan, it's troubling. And not if it's troubling to the average person, it's just I've lost sleep. There were days that I didn't sleep, and many of my former agent friends as well. When we see, you always say that I could have been there and I could have stopped it. And that's a pathology that we all have. Whenever there's an attempt, we wish that we were there. We could have stood between the protectee and the bullet. We could have put it down. But that outer perimeter, inner perimeter sort of bleed over was horribly done. And it could have been solved with a banner, a bus, or the moving of even the bleachers about 20 feet.
The guy that was in charge of the counter sniper operation was never a real sniper. So isn't that weird to have someone who's never really done the job lead snipers?
I have no idea what that's referring to. The counter sniper advancer is done by Secret Service snipers. If you mean he was never a military sniper,
right?
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you that the Secret Service counter sniper team are some of the most capable in the world. They have their own 1,000-yard shooting range on a military base, and they train out to choose which lung they will hit out to 1,000 yards. Now, their capability is much further, but that's what they discuss. They can hit a target, a headshot if need be, from 1,000 yards away. They're some of the most capable counter snipers in the world. People need to realize that there's a vast difference between a sniper and a counter sniper. A sniper's job is an offensive capability to take out a threat, generally is military with far different rules of engagement. A counter sniper, especially that of the police, has to operate in a law enforcement capacity under the same use of force continuum that the average officer does, meeting force with force or slightly higher. When you're using deadly force and without a green light, the Secret Service counter sniper team does not need to get approval. If they see something that imposes a threat to life, they take it out. So I would say that criticism is entirely unfounded. The amount of snipers could have been increased, and certainly the use of a counter surveillance agent, even one, could have prevented it. But those are some of the most capable counter snipers in the world.
When someone like President Trump goes to McDonald's, how do you manage that kind of a situation? And do you guys test the food? How does that work?
I've had to test quite a bit of McDonald's, but starting with President Clinton all the way down. But when Trump goes to McDonald's, it's brought to him. But when the president goes to any restaurant or goes to get hamburgers, like in that case, we call it an OTR, an off-the-record movement. And the thinking behind it is if the assassin doesn't know he's going there, he can't set up and the plan cannot be elaborate. It would have to be a spur-of-the-moment plan. So if we know that the president is going to McDonald's, we will send undercover agents in first to sort of test the flavor of the room, and then perhaps an hour or so ahead of time, we'll send an advance agent in regular clothing to speak to the managers and only let the people who need to know. And then there are assets in place that start monitoring. As soon as the president arrives, everybody is magnetometered. Everything is monitored very heavily. And you'll see that the agents around him who sort of operate like an accordion, they'll move in and out as the situation or the threat spectrum changes. They operate in a lot closer proximity to the president.
So you were you Secret Service during the Clinton administration?
I started in 1998, so I was very junior agent doing counterfeit investigations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You travel around the world as a post stander, and it's developmental throughout your career. So I did. I stood post and worked security for President Clinton as well. I just was not on his detail. The first president that I was assigned to his detail was George W. Bush.
When that Monica Lewinsky story came out, like a day later, he had a black eye, and there was rumors that like Hillary threw this candle holder at him. Like, how would the Secret Service manage something like that if it's coming from inside the White House?
They're spread out.
It sounds like the movie. It's coming from inside the house.
It's inside the house.
if it's in the residence area of the White House, there are areas that are so secure, and certainly the residence areas behind so many tiers and layers of security that there aren't agents walking next to the president when he's moving from his bedroom to brush his teeth. So you can't protect him from a spouse that might be angry at him. I was a post stander for the Clinton trip to Martha's Vineyard that summer, and it was known as the Doghouse Summer because
So
it was a beautiful facility that we would walk around and protect. And it was a lot of time spent with the first dog buddy.
If he yells, take her out, you can't do it.
Even the Secret Service can't protect you from your wife. So
Right.
it's,
That's good to know.
Red dog.
Can't protect you from yourself. That's absolutely correct. If you step in it, you got to own it.
Gotcha.
Listeners asked me to ask you about wedding rings. Are presidents not allowed to wear wedding bands?
There is no restriction that I'm aware of as far as wearing a wedding band. Most people in law enforcement will wear one made out of silicone because if it gets snagged during a fight, it doesn't deglove your finger or tear the skin off or break your finger.
Right.
I've never known there to be any. I'm pretty assumed.
Yeah, I
much
never heard that either.
Wear them. Yeah, that's a new one.
Who made that one up?
Yeah.
Somebody thinking of proposing to a president?
Clean with that one.
Well, thank you for coming on, and thank you for your service. And we'll be watching today. Big day today.
Yeah, it's a big day. Thank you for having me on. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I'd love to have you back.
Yeah, man.
I hope you write that book, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to sit down and get to writing.
Yeah, Paul Eckloff, retired Secret Service.
Well, the sun is back. Thank you for coming back, sun. Breezy, colder, maybe flurry. Low to mid-20s. Wind chill tonight of 0 to 10. It's 12 in Bethany.
We are seeing a lot of accidents happening, especially in the northern part of the state. So we've still got some slippery conditions up that way. If you're heading in that direction, just a heads up. In fact, we still got this obstruction on the roadway in Waterbury. This is 84 eastbound between exit 21 and 22, really slowing things down right now with debris on the road, adding to delays coming off of the upper deck of the Mixmaster. At least 25 to 30 minutes of delays right now. This traffic report brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
K&J Tree Service.
The best.
Well, I don't know if you looked outside, but winter is here.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, take advantage of K&J Tree Service's aggressive discounts. You know, Kyle has a whole crew, and they have families, and he doesn't want to have them, go collect unemployment. He wants to keep them working.
Exactly.
So in the winter, he does aggressive winter discounts. Whether you need tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, whatever it is, they are offering aggressive winter discounts for all services. Have their certified arborists come out, handle winter's toughest challenges with unmatched safety and efficiency. Safety key.
Yay.
K&J Tree Service. Call them today or go to the website, kjtreeservice.com, for immediate tree removal, prevention planning, and aggressive discounts. Get the KJ team to your house. kjtreeservice.com. That's kjtreeservice.com. Greg on the road.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, what would you like to know?
I don't know. You called us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I heard you talking about Dick Cheney.
We had a Secret Service agent on who did some work with Dick Cheney.
Right.
Yep. And he bought my grandfather's property. My grandfather didn't own it at the time. Another couple or private party bought it, and he ended up buying it from them. What he did was he tore down the house that my mother grew up in, my aunts grew up in, and he built a new house. What he did with this house is he put steel plates in the walls in case of he was going to get assassinated.
Right.
So when was this?
Like
What
a safe
year?
house.
Oh, my God. This had to be 20 years ago?
20 years ago.
And that was in Cornwall?
All right. So he was visiting here as he was a sitting vice president?
I believe so, yes.
Right.
Okay.
And you know, I believe he stole a size there.
Now, when you say believe, what does that mean? Like, do you have any facts, or you just dreamt this? Like what?
This.
No, I didn't dream this.
Okay.
This is facts.
Okay.
This is facts because my aunt is a Cornwall resident. She worked for the school. She knows all this. There's a lot of history behind that property. And
All right. So your grandparents owned it.
Yes.
Your grandmother was raised in the house. They sell it to somebody. That person sells it.
No, my grandparents own the house, own the farmland.
Yeah.
And what happened was they moved from there. My grandfather didn't want to do farming anymore.
Uh-huh.
So they moved from there to Litchfield.
So I guess the headline is Dick Cheney bought a house and property in Cornwall.
Right.
Tore the old house down, built a new house, put steel in the walls.
Right.
Correct. Yes.
How did you hear that he put steel in the walls? Who told you?
From my aunt, who lives in Cornwall, who's a Cornwall resident for over about 70 years.
Okay. All right, so it was
maybe
scuttlebutt in
90
the
years.
town. It's like, you know what they're doing to that house there?
They're putting metal in the walls.
They're putting metal in the walls.
It's a heavy metal house.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I'm part of that right now.
Yeah.
Like we're having that.
You're
discussion.
overhearing it at a Dunkin' Donuts. you
Yes.
know? You're like, I think they did put metal in the wall.
They put metal in the walls.
I love metal walls.
Well, yeah, because he thought he was going to get assassinated.
Well, you know,
what he thought.
if I was vice president or whatever.
Little did he know he was the one who would be doing the shooting. That's,
That's right.
It's only lawyers.
Don't go hunting with him. Maybe he was afraid of just like shooting himself, cleaning his gun.
Right, damn it.
Yeah, it might blow a hole through my wall.
Yeah.
I need to.
Even the cat wore body armor.
I want to protect my family.
Well, yeah, that's basically it. So, I mean, that's the story I know.
Nice.
And
Piece
I
of
just
trivia.
had to call in and tell you that. I mean,
All right.
yeah, it was my grandfather's property. He sold it to another people who was good friends of mine.
Greg, thank you, man.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Appreciate you.
You have a good
Well, sunshine remains for the rest of the day.
It looks great.
Yeah, it does look really nice. Breezy and cold, though, maybe a flurry. A little bit 20s, wind chill, by the way, tonight of 0 to 10. So if you're going out, bundle up. 19 now, North Haven.
We do have some incidents reported in the northern parts of the state, so if you're heading that way, just a heads up, if we've got some spin-outs and accidents. Still dealing with debris and obstruction on the roadway here in Waterbury. This is 84 eastbound between exit 21 and 22. That is reported with delays coming off the upper deck of the Mixmaster. Looks like things are easing up just a bit. Delays now about 15 minutes expected. This traffic report is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
A week from tomorrow, Griffin's having another free seminar about weight loss and living healthy.
Good.
GriffinHospitalBariatrics.com is the website. Start your resolutions for a healthier you. Lose weight, gain health with Griffin Bariatrics by setting realistic and achievable resolutions for lasting changes.
Nice.
Lasting changes.
Lasting.
That's the key. We all start off strong and then we slide back.
Yep.
Sometimes we just need a professional to help us get through the process
Keep going,
in a
keep going.
safe, healthy way.
Yep.
Griffin Bariatrics offers a personalized approach to help you meet your weight loss goals through medical, surgical, or lifestyle-based methods, or all. 80% of weight loss resolutions fail by February due to lack of support and unsustainable plans. Griffin Bariatrics provides expert guidance, personalized care, and ongoing support to turn resolutions into lasting results. You don't want to be January next year saying, all right, here we go again.
Yep.
Let me write down the same exact goal I have been writing down for the last 8 Januaries.
Yep.
Griffin Hospital Bariatrics.com or 203-889-9906. Here's a random subject.
Okay.
Cheating.
Okay. Cheating.
What do you think is the most common time that people cheat on their spouses?
I want to say like middays.
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 You'd
yes.
be right.
Someone goes
Midday?
to work or something like that.
Yeah, like lunch.
Yeah.
Lunchtime. Yeah. Christine Davis is on. She's a private investigator. Do you agree with that?
Good morning, guys.
Hello.
I do. I think, it's quote unquote a crime of opportunity. So I think, lunch breaks definitely give time for the businessmen out there that are, and women, time to go fool around.
Really?
Without anybody suspecting anything.
What should I wear? Just kidding.
I think it depends on like the occupation too. If you're a 9 to 5 kind of a person and you've got that hour lunch break and you're having an affair or something with somebody you're working with, it's perfect.
No one really keeps track of lunch.
True.
Exactly.
But the time you're home every day, the time you're picking up the kids, the time you're over here, or all of that time is accounted for.
Yeah, that is true. No one keeps track of
lunch
really.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like if you're supposed to get out of work at 5 o'clock and you don't start showing up till home till 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, then that's going to put a red flag.
Looks suspicious.
Another opportunity, which is actually a couple things that we're working on right now, is the husband or the wife going away for the weekend.
That's harder to pull off, isn't it?
Yep. So then
more planning.
Well, if the other spouse, the non-cheating spouse, is going away for the weekend.
That part goes away.
The cheating spouse is left home.
Right.
Oh.
Yep. So that's been a big topic lately at the office, and a bunch of cases that we've been working on lately are similar to that.
I got a lot of cameras in my house.
Right.
That's the thing. You have to.
Yeah, I got a lot of cameras around my
a
house.
ton of content now.
Right. That's changed a lot for you,
I
right?
do too.
All the cameras.
I do too.
No, but all the cameras.
Yeah,
that changes.
It's definitely difficult.
Locations.
But yeah, coming and going, it doesn't necessarily have to be at the house.
That is true.
Going, if one party is single but the other party is married, going over to the single person's house.
Right.
Doesn't matter who's coming and going out of their house.
So how do you start when someone calls you and says, "Hey, I think my spouse is cheating"? What type of questions do you start asking?
So first we ask them why. Like, what are they questioning?
What's changed?
Is it, coming home from work late? Are they, all of a sudden, doing weird things with their phones, being more secretive, deleting text messages, never leaving their phone upright.
Right.
What'd you say, AJ?
Getting in shape all of a sudden, like they're looking, looking nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, they've never cared about what they looked like for the last 10 years, and all of a sudden now she's doing her hair and she's doing her makeup before she goes to work.
Oh, my
every
God.
day.
I was going out with this girl who was working at the seafood department at a supermarket, and, she would go in with, like, muck boots and, like, jeans,
seafood.
And all of a sudden it was dress, wait a minute.
There's a king crab involved here.
Yeah, what's going on? And I was
exactly.
right.
So,
but when people
changes.
call you, they're probably right. How often do people call you and hire you and you say, nothing's here? It's perfect.
I'd say it's probably like a 70-30 kind of a split. 70% of the time, they're pretty confident something's going on. They just need the proof to.
No, but 70% they're right.
Yes.
When they call you, they feel like something's going on. So 70% of the time, there's something going on.
Yeah,
so if you feel it in your gut, you're probably right. But sometimes it's worth the money just to know it's not.
To know you're
like,
right.
It's just you're overreacting.
Right, peace of mind.
Yeah.
Right. And that's one of the things I tell all the clients that we deal with. I'm like, you know what? Either way, you get the peace of mind. If something's going on, all right, then you can make your choice if you're going to leave, if you're going to confront them,
right.
Try to make it work, whatever. If nothing's going on, then okay, I'm just a little crazy. And
have you ever had a gun put in your?
And my wife's not really
because
cheating.
you have to follow people, and sometimes people don't react well today. Have you ever had a gun pulled on you?
I have not. Thankfully, I've never been caught following somebody.
Oh, you're good.
So that's
very good.
It's a pro.
That's a bonus.
Yes.
The neighbors, will question you if you're sitting outside on the street. The neighbors will question you, like, "What are you doing? Why have you been sitting outside of my house for 8 hours?"
Well, I'm sorry, not watching somebody.
The car with the Domino's thing on the hood.
Right. Yeah, that's what you need to do.
I'm lost.
Put a Domino's thing on your hood.
Yeah, the I'm lost and I'm waiting for somebody only goes for so long, and I'm like, all right, now I need to come up with
Have you
And it
ever
was fun.
had someone that was so good that fooled you? Like you went back and reported, hey, nothing's going on here, but it turns out that they had so many layers of deceit going, they were able to trick you as well.
A master.
I have not. They usually it's, people get stupid after a while.
Right, they get
But
sloppy.
once they, yes. So, once things, and it's not usually a one-time thing. By the time we're involved, it's been going on for a little while. And they get sloppy. They miss something. They'll do, like even just a quick kiss before they get in the car or something if they're out in public.
Right.
It's like, okay, they don't, at the beginning they try to be super secretive and then it gets sloppy as it goes on.
Right. It's just like any criminal activity.
Yeah.
You start getting comfortable and that's when you make
Complacent.
mistakes.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. And then the technology and everything that we have today, with even just tracking cell phones and, find my iPhone and things like that. Like, it's not getting as easy.
Yeah, you throw an
for,
air tag in the
people to
car,
be as-
you know where the car's going.
It's gone.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, cheating. I feel like back before technology was a major part of all of our lives, probably a little bit easier.
Yeah,
a lot.
People
Absolutely.
had multiple families in the 70s, and they didn't
Right.
even know about each other.
We got to talk about that the next time you're on because you found a few of those multiple family people, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
we've touched on that briefly in the past, but yeah, even a lot of the newer cars, if you have the app on your phone, like even with my car, and you click the Find My Car button on the app, it'll tell you where the car is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So technology has definitely made it a lot more difficult, which honestly isn't a bad thing.
For that, right.
Us as Americans should stop cheating on people.
Yeah, why not just stop cheating? Just say you want it to be over.
Yeah, just end
Right.
it. It's
Yeah.
probably the easiest way to do
Everybody's
it.
happy.
Or you
Christine
should.
Davis.
Yeah.
Private.
Unfortunately,
I can't
that's
tell you
never
how
gonna
many
happen.
episodes of Forensic Files I watched and thought, it would have been a lot easier just to get a divorce.
Yes, yeah,
You
really.
know?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Christine, thank you. We're linked up to Private Investigator Advanced Investigations, LLC on the radio station website. Thank you. All right, coming up, an actress who has been in over 100 movies that have made over $10 billion at the worldwide box office, and she does stunts.
Huh.
That's it?
Does it all.
That, and you went, eh, eh.
It looks beautiful outside, lots of sunshine, but breezy and colder today. Maybe a flurry, low to mid-20s, wind chill tonight of 0 to 10. It's 19 now in Guilford.
And we're still seeing these accidents pop up across the state. We've got a new one now in New Haven, 91 northbound between exit 2 and exit 3. It's blocking the left lane as we got a car spin out that has taken out that lane and causing some delays trying to get by. And looks like we still got delays in Waterbury because of debris and obstruction on the roadway there, 84 eastbound between exit 21 and 22, causing some pretty hefty delays coming off the upper deck of the Mixmaster. This traffic report brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MAD-HELP, or visit mad.org. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
Car Beauty and Company Realtors.
That's the best.
Jonathan Carbeauty of Carbeauty and Company Realtors, constantly coming up with new technology to make your life easier, to help you sell your house. One of the things you could do is go to his website, plug in your address, and it instantly comes up with a number of what it thinks your house is worth.
That's cool.
Of course, when you have an agent walk through and they have a conversation, they do a thorough investigation.
Yeah.
It's a whole different deal. But this gives you a good starting point, and it's 30 seconds. It's from your home without ever talking to an agent.
Right.
CarBeautyRealEstate.com is the website, CarBeautyRealEstate.com. Jane and Bill had been talking to Carbeauty and Company about moving before COVID. They were living in their Wallingford home for 36 years and felt one level house would be better for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting tired of going upstairs,
Okay.
downstairs.
There's no need
upstairs,
sometimes, yeah.
downstairs. But they weren't quite ready. So just a few months ago, they reached back out to Jonathan and said, okay, we're ready. They put it on the market, multiple offers, including a great one for over list price. It's story after story with Jonathan Carbuti because they do all the right things to market and sell your house for the most amount of money. Call Jonathan directly. Here's his personal cell phone, 203-980-6886. That's 203-980-6886 or Google CarbutiRealEstate.com. Lana Sanchez is on. She's been in over 100 movies and has made over $10 billion at the worldwide box office.
Wow.
Pretty good. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Of all the different stunts you've done in movies, which one do you think was the scariest?
That is probably hanging off a helicopter with Spider-Man flying around skyscrapers.
Okay.
Okay. Were you in the Spider-Man suit?
No, I was not in the Spider-Man suit. I was hanging on to Spider-Man for my dear life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which Spider-Man movie?
That one I definitely... That was for Spider-Man Homecoming, the first Tom Holland one.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
That's
seriously,
cool.
yeah.
You were innocent bystander?
So the scene actually, sadly, it was cut from the movie, but I was just a girl at a party that Spider-Man is trying to impress. So he grabs me from the rooftop and starts webbing through, I think it was supposed to be Berlin, and starts swinging through Berlin with this girl. And I'm taking selfies having the time of my life. Yeah.
So you had to act like you're having a good time while you were terrified. Were you terrified? Or
Yeah,
it was just
yeah. It was like a mixture of both. They were like, if you want to throw in some German curse words in there, because I also speak German.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, it was like terrified, but also having the time of my life.
Were you ever injured?
Which is kind of what it actually felt like. So I didn't even have to act.
That's, I think it's normal to be afraid to die.
Yes.
Even if you're a crazy stunt
Human
person.
reaction, yeah. It can always happen.
It's a very natural feeling.
Exactly.
I
definitely called my parents before that one.
Oh, really?
And told them I love them.
No kidding. That's how serious this stunt was. Did that freak them
Well,
out?
I mean, you just never know, especially helicopters are scary. Like, if something goes wrong with a helicopter, it goes very wrong.
Well, you're counting on a lot. You're hanging from a helicopter, so you're hoping what's attached to you is good. What's attached to the helicopter is good. The cable's good.
Yeah. Right.
The pilot's good.
Everything's good.
The wind cooperates.
You got a good grip.
Wow, there's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot going on that one.
Yeah.
But we made it, and we survived to tell the tale.
How long were you up in the air attached to the helicopter? How long did it take to shoot all that?
So it wasn't that long. I want to say it was maybe 5 minutes.
That's 5 minutes too long.
That feels like forever though.
Yeah.
When you're hanging from a helicopter.
That's a year and a half. That's a year and a half for me.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
It did feel like it very long. We had practiced it like 2 or 3 weeks before that, just at an airport, like over a wide open field. But then doing it downtown, surrounded by all the buildings, was definitely a little different.
So how high were you, roughly?
Hard to say. I mean, we weren't above the buildings. The buildings were surrounding us. So I want to say it was maybe
still,
like
if
200 feet.
That's enough. You fell. Go squish now. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't make it if you fall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They didn't, to me, I would just think, let's CGI these buildings in.
Yeah, I like CGI.
Well, you'd think, but our stunt coordinator works a lot with Christopher Nolan. And so the director of Spider-Man asked him, well, how would Nolan do this? And, Christopher Nolan would obviously not do it in front of a green screen. So the stunt coordinator was like, well, he would get up in a helicopter and do it for real. And so that's what we ended up doing.
How would an animator do this?
But now you're working with a director who's never done this before. Stunt coordinator director hasn't.
Yeah.
Nolan would do it like this. I've never done it.
I've never done it, but he would do it this way.
Right. I like to. I just stand on the ground.
Oh, jeez.
Damn.
That's cool.
And then it doesn't make the movie.
That sucks.
Right, and it doesn't make the movie, which is absolutely insane because, obviously it takes a lot to set something like that up. Also money-wise, they paid a lot for the permits and the locations and then the pilots and the helicopter and, just didn't make the movie.
Yep.
Do you still get paid the same amount, or would you have gotten more money if it made the movie?
No, so I still get paid the same amount because I also did a couple other scenes in the film, just a couple of the other big sequences. So I still get what we call residuals for any time someone buys the movie or it's streamed or something. So luckily that didn't affect my paycheck.
Had you ever called your parents before a stunt before, or was this the only time?
Well, I talk to my parents pretty regularly, but I think this was the first time where I was consciously like, well, let me call them and tell them I love them.
Right. Did that freak them out?
No, I didn't tell them what I was doing. They didn't know that I was doing it.
Right.
They're
calling
like, it's
them
so
for
nice.
that reason.
I just called to say I love you. She's
so
such a
concerned.
good girl.
Oh, wow.
And then after I told them, like, so they live in Europe, so they were already, I think, asleep by the time I finished. So then I called them the next day and told them what I had done. And they were like, oh, cool. I try to make it sound less dramatic so I don't freak them out.
You've had a scene opposite Nicolas Cage?
Yes, I did. That was kind of like a full circle moment because when I first was starting, I was living in New York City and working as a waitress at Times Square. And I remember I would walk to work because I lived on the East Side. And he was filming, I think it was The Sorcerer's Apprentice. And so on my way to work, you know, not in the job that I would love, but knowing that I was working towards my dream, I come across this movie set and I see Nick Cage sitting there in this car filming a scene. And then I think it was 5 or 6 years after that where I was cast in a movie and I got to act in a scene with him, and it was definitely a full circle moment.
What was he like to work with?
He was very nice. He's very chill. He's very, very quiet, very focused. I had actually, at that point, I had already worked on 2 other movies with him, but not acting with him. I had done some stunts in a movie he was in, and so I had experienced working on the same set as him. But this time was the first time getting to act in the scene with him, and he was very nice.
That's cool. So totally Nick Cage.
Yeah.
You didn't sound convincing there. You're like, yeah.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a stunt that you've seen in a movie that you're like, I would either love to do that, or that's one of your favorite to watch?
Your go-to?
Oh, interesting. I just love, and I have been lucky to do this several times. I love watching people float in the air. So all kinds of like zero gravity type.
Okay,
scenes,
like Interstellar, like that kind of thing, or more like falling?
Like that, or Inception. And,
okay,
and
cool. Yeah.
I guess I like watching it because I know that I love doing it, so it gives me a good feeling when I watch it.
What about that scene in Death Proof when she's holding onto the hood during that whole chase scene?
Wow.
What'd you think of that?
Yeah, so I've done something not as badass as Zoe Bell is a legend, who I was actually lucky to work with on a movie called Oblivion. But yeah, so I've done something similar to that, not as crazy as that. But yeah, any kind of car things, or where you're like hanging on top of a car, or those are kind of crazy.
Yeah, when you saw that, you had to say this has to be the wildest stunt of a woman or a man.
Yeah.
Of any actor or stunt person holding onto the hood of a car for that long.
Yeah. I mean, she's a legend, and she's amazing. So, yeah.
Elena Sanchez is on, and she's in a movie called Boneface. In this movie, you're actually in and performing stunts?
Yes. So I play one of the leads opposite Jeremy London, and we do have some stunts in the film, and I do all my own stunts.
What's the movie about?
I think it would have been embarrassing if I would have asked for a stunt double.
Yeah, that would have been a little sissy girl.
A little bit, yeah.
Man. What's the movie about?
Yeah, so it's someone commented on our trailer the other day and said it looks like Friday the 13th meets Clue, and I think that's a pretty genius description. So it starts off as a horror movie. This serial killer murders a bunch of campers at a summer camp, and then
is the killer called
Jeremy
Boneface?
The killer is called Boneface.
Good name for it.
He wears a
good name for
mask made of bones.
Okay.
Bones from victims?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's very, very dark.
So every person who dies makes another piece of a mask. Like each time you kill somebody, it becomes part of the mask.
Well, it's like, first there was Leatherface, and now there's Boneface.
There you go. We got to use the bones, too.
Next is Cartilage Face.
Hair face.
You gotta,
face.
what is it? Reuse and recycle.
There
so
you go.
gotta make more use.
Right. No ass face.
Are you also in the upcoming Brave New World, Captain America? I've got your IMDb pulled up here.
Yes, I am in the new Captain America. I was part of the stunt team on that one.
That's
cool. It was a lot of fun. We're excited about that one, and it comes out on Valentine's Day, so that's a fun date night movie.
You've done a lot of Marvel. I'm a big nerd. I love these movies. I see you as Gamora here too, which is also really cool.
Yes, I was lucky to be Gamora in just some additional scenes in Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame.
That's awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
That's sweet.
Getting painted green.
You're fully green too. I like all tips of fingers green.
Tips of fingers.
Yeah, I was still finding
all
green.
The way to the tips of your fingers.
Right.
I was still like scrubbing green off of me a week later.
I have ideas like that.
Well, Boneface sounds awesome.
Yeah, and a great nickname too.
It's fun. It's an entertaining murder mystery. I think people are gonna like it. We had our premiere on Friday, and people loved it, and we're really into it. So it comes out tomorrow it's anywhere you can buy a movie. So Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Google Plus, all the usual suspects.
Cool. I'll watch it over the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, and congratulations with your success.
And be safe.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. Thank
Be
you
safe.
so much.
Thank you.
Oh.
Alina Sanchez. Boneface.
I'm moving HR.
It does sound like the name of a movie that you'd find on an adult channel.
Right.
But scary.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, dumbass news. 2 boys may have eaten the ashes of their pawpaw.
Oh.
Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. 99.1 PLR. Comedian Brian Blackmore in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Follow him on all his social medias. The TikTok is what?
TikTok is It's Brian Blackmore.
All right. And, TikTok was gone for 5 seconds over the weekend.
It was gone for 5 seconds. It came back.
All hell
you can
broke
still
loose.
follow me.
Yep.
Yeah.
But here's more reason why we can't lose TikTok.
Why is that?
2 boys may have eaten the ashes of their pawpaw.
Oh.
And we would not have known it if not for TikTok and the mother making a video.
Thank you, TikTok.
Really adding value.
Yep.
Colorado mom was appalled after discovering that her sons might have eaten their grandfather's ashes, as detailed in a TikTok video. The single mother of 3 claimed that she left her 2 toddlers, ages 3 and 2, alone for a moment so she could use the bathroom while prepping for a birthday party. She said she was only in there for a few minutes, came back, saw the boys were playing with what looked like to be dirt. During the 4 minutes she was gone, they managed to smear the soot all over their faces, bodies, and the floor.
Oh.
She was like, where did all this dirt come from? And then she vacuumed up the mess.
Okay.
A couple days later, she discovered the empty container that had housed their grandfather's ashes.
Oh.
Hey.
Wow.
So what would any mom do in this situation?
And just vomiting?
No, make a TikTok video.
The boys got pawpaw. They got him, and they dumped him out all over my carpet, and I didn't realize it was pawpaw, and I vacuumed him up. They may have eaten some of them, too.
She doesn't sound too upset.
No, she doesn't.
Sounds like she's having a good time.
She's
with it.
laughing at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got pawpaw.
They got pawpaw.
You know, maybe Paw would have thought it was a good joke, too. Maybe that's how he wanted to go
Maybe
out.
Paw like Dyson.
You know?
What part of pawpaw did they eat?
Right.
He was a vacuum salesman. That's how he wanted to go.
Yeah, Pawpaw always sucked.
They got pawpaw.
They don't eat Pawpaw.
How old were the kids? Did it say?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So, they were children. They didn't know any different. They saw dirt.
Well, they had to get into that container.
They did.
They did.
And that, I don't know if you've ever had a family member cremated, but that bag, that plastic bag they wrap it in is pretty thick. You got to work pretty hard to get in there.
Yeah, those kids worked it. They wanted
Those kids worked.
They want to see Pawpaw.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Rami had the cap in his mouth, and Jesus Christ.
Paw shark doo 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 doo.
Now she's singing to the vacuum cleaner.
That's
Paw shark doo 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 doo. Paw shark.
Is she snorting him?
It's like Keith Richards.
Paw, it's tragic.
This is your reaction to your kids eating the ashes of your father.
Right. You're singing.
Paw Shark.
Yeah, let's make a TikTok video.
I'd be heaving.
And then
It's like, I
let's
just got to
sing.
dump the vacuum. Oh, there's a Cheerio in
I'd
there.
be
But,
heaving.
There's a Cheerio. There's some dog hair.
There you go. That's fine.
We'll just put Pawpaw back in this container.
Right back.
How was your day? Oh, the kids at grandpa.
Paw shark doo 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 doo. Paw shark doo 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 doo. Paw shark doo.
She doesn't even do the
singing
song
it right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Paw
I
shark.
don't even have kids, and I know how the Baby Shark song goes.
How long did you go to the bathroom? The kids actually broke into the thing.
She said 4 minutes.
That's longer than 4
It's not
minutes.
4 minutes.
No. That bag alone. A 2 or 3 year old opened that bag. I smell something wrong here.
Yeah, it was on the
Mama
ground.
smoked a joint and fell asleep for 2 hours.
It was
Exactly.
accessible, too, because they couldn't reach on a shelf.
Right.
They had to be...
2 and 3?
Yeah.
Right. It had to be down close to the ground.
Yeah. I don't know.
Fingerprint.
I don't know. You know.
I think this is the kind of video that would invite, like, Department of Children and Family over to knock
Yes.
on the door and say, we need to look around this house.
It's questionable.
Right.
Yeah, like, why did they have access to
Right.
that? You know? Paw Shark.
And if I, were negligent in my parental duties And it resulted in something like this. I wouldn't say, let me make a video and make sure everyone knows what an idiot I am.
I would conceal this.
This is the stuff you hide from people.
Well-guarded secret. Ever.
Let me, you know what? I think this will get some views. I think I'm going to let everyone know.
That's the
This
thought
is
process.
this is substance intention horror.
And those
thought
poor
process
kids.
is there.
That's
Yeah.
going to follow them around for the rest of their lives.
You ate your pawpaw.
How you feel about that, Papa Shark?
They never like.
And your mother doesn't even know how Baby Shark goes.
That's IHR.
Paw shark do 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 do.
Do. Really? You can't even get do.
Pawpaw is do. Pawpaw shark.
She's doing the slow, sad version.
Stump the Chumps. Stump us with general knowledge trivia. Get in the running to win tickets to see Jerry Seinfeld at the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater in Bridgeport. Also, we'll throw in a free car wash from Splash Car Wash.
Nice.
203-882-9757.
Window Nation do 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 do. Window Nation do 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 do. Window Nation do 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 do. Window Nation.
It's going to be really cold this week.
Yeah.
And there's no hiding bad windows when it gets really cold.
No, we're done.
It comes right through.
Yep.
And the price of oil, propane, electricity, not going down.
Ever.
Not in this state. Here's what you do. You get your windows fixed.
Yeah.
Keep that heat in. You increase the value of your house. You increase the look of your home. And then you save a ton of money.
But come on. No brainer.
866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. That's windownation.com. Right now, 50% off all styles of windows, plus pay nothing with no interest for 2 years.
Beautiful.
866-90-NATION. Tell them Chaz and AJ sent you. General knowledge trivia for your chance to see Seinfeld. Stump us, you get in the running.
Yes.
Seinfeld coming to the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater in Bridgeport. Plus, we'll throw in a car wash from Splash Car Wash. Andre and Derby.
Good morning.
Morning.
Snow has only been recorded once in Miami. When was that?
That's how it was recorded.
Just give me a year.
Snow from the sky, not cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, okay.
Say hello to my little friend.
Hello. No idea.
We're looking for a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, just give me a year. You'll never get the date, so just give me the year.
Okay.
I want to say 1932.
I want to say something more close to the 90s.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to say
I'm going to say, 1973.
73.
Yeah.
That's a good year for cocaine, yes.
Yes, yeah.
3 years. Which one?
Go ahead, AJ. Pick.
All right. Let's go with. Wait. It was recently, wasn't it? It was recently. I want to say 2023.
2023. The
Yeah.
answer is 1977. Close.
That's a 73.
Ryan, you got the closest.
Look at you. Look at you
Yeah,
now.
January 19th, 1977.
Wow.
Man, what did they do with their flip-flops
Oh, man.
and their shorts?
I was in North Carolina when it snowed once, just a dusting, and whole state shut down.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were.
What the hell is this stuff?
They got
A
one
lot of
plow
dust
for
in
the whole
Miami.
state.
I was in Dallas when they had a freak snowstorm, and they don't have snowplows, they don't have sanders. Everyone has two-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive pickup trucks, and all the highways are cement. It looked like The Walking Dead.
Yep.
All right, Andre, thank you. Good question. Matthew in Guilford.
All right. When was the electric guitar invented? What year?
What year?
Well, we know it was before the 50s.
Right.
And that
I think like the 40s.
we
maybe
think
like
it's
before.
we think it's been it was around 10
Post-war.
years. Then Bill
you're
Haley's
going.
doing like
I wanna
Eddie
say-
Van Halen leads.
I want to say post-war.
Say 1881.
Was there electricity back then?
I don't like how he laughed after
Yeah,
that.
really. I want to say.
I don't know if I like to laugh after.
Let's say 1945.
Okay.
It's close. 31.
Ah,
Okay.
1931.
damn.
All right. Thank you, Matthew. You're in the running. See how easy it is to get in the running for
See?
Seinfeld tickets?
See?
Mike in Stratford.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
How many time zones are there in Russia?
How many time zones?
Oh, we've had this.
There's no
before.
time.
Oh.
How many time zones? That's a big place. You wouldn't want to carpet it. Let's see. Square root and then footage.
I think it was like 8 or 9.
Square footage.
We've had this question before.
All right, let's go with 8.
Yeah.
All right, final answer is 8. It's actually 11.
Oh.
Damn it.
Thank you. You're in the
A
running.
lot of people in the running.
They're all running.
Xena in Bridgeport.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Morning.
Hi. What is the tallest mountain in the continental U.S.?
The tallest mountain.
Yeah.
The tallest mountain.
Climb every mountain. Here's the one that everybody's car climbs, Mount Washington. Here's a bumper sticker.
This car climbs Mount
I
Washington.
see the sticker all the time. That must be it.
It's got to be it, right? It's such an achievement to have a bumper sticker for it.
Right. Why would you stick that on there if
Right.
it's only like the third highest mountain to climb in the United States?
Yeah, I'm going to go with that one.
That's good logic.
All right, we're going to go with that.
Mount Washington.
Why not?
Oh, close. It is a W. Mount Whitney. It's actually in California.
All right. Well, when I see these Mount
You guys were
Washington
close, a
stickers, I'm going to
W.
knock on the window and say, "You're effing lame."
Yeah. Whitney's
There you go.
taller.
Yeah.
You climbed the third tallest
California
mountain.
has it.
I'll tell you what. Put a sticker on your car when you climb the tallest mountain
Yeah,
in the
you puss-
continental U.S.
Puss bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
A loser.
California, Whitney.
All right. Great question. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Imagine that.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Washington.
Really? Why would you put the sticker on your car?
Right.
Who cares? You went up a hill.
Yeah. To hide a rut spot.
Diana in Weathersfield.
Good morning, y'all.
Hello.
Who was the first
dog to win an Oscar?
The first dog. Was that the one from Taco Bell?
Was it Lassie?
Lassie. It could be Rin Tin Tin. Rin Tin Tin was big.
Oscar.
Oh, wait,
That's
no. There
movies.
was another dog.
Was it Hooch from Turner and
There was
Hooch?
another famous dog. There was Rin Tin Tin. There was Lassie. There was another dog.
Wait, what's the question?
The first dog to win an Oscar. Oh, Toto. Maybe Toto.
Win an Oscar?
Yeah, didn't Wizard of Oz win an Oscar?
Beethoven?
So wouldn't he be an ensemble cast, be a member, and win himself one too? After Climate Washington?
Yeah, the movie won an Oscar, right? Not the dog.
The movie.
itself.
No, the dog.
I don't think we have Oscars.
Are you
for
saying the
just
dog won
Because
the
of-
Oscar or the dog because it was in the movie?
Part of the cast.
What do you mean?
The dog won an Oscar.
Oh, no. Air Bud. No, not Air Bud. The dog with the basketball.
That is an Oscar-worthy movie, Air Bud.
Running movie, Air Bud.
Was there ever an Oscar
Can I go
associated
home
with that
now?
movie?
I gotta go home.
Hey, you're working. I like that you're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything's coming out wrong.
I think Toto.
All right, I'm going with
Is it
Toto.
Toto?
Was it-
Toto.
Remember that movie, The Artist, that came out several years ago? Didn't that dog win like an honorary Oscar?
Yeah, but it's the first one.
I don't remember the name.
Because it's the first one.
Oh, okay.
Is it the only one? How many dogs have won an Oscar?
I have no
Like,
idea.
there's
on
not
that,
even
but
a
I know who the
category.
first one-
Can you tell us the category?
No, I don't know.
I'm going with Toto.
The first animal.
I'm going with Toto. Early dog.
Early dog.
That the movie's critically acclaimed. Everybody loves it. Oh, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
It was Rin Tin Tin.
Damn it!
1927.
That's out.
I'm sorry.
Did it really?
Makes me feel better, babe.
It really won an Oscar?
It really won. He really won an Oscar. Yeah.
So
You
excited.
can fact check me.
So excited he tinkled. Wow. Rin Tin
Wow.
Tin.
All right. Well, thank you and congratulations. You're in the running for Seinfeld tickets.
Thank you.
Hey, brain
Good
hurts now.
question.
AJ, absolutely love you. Feel better, sweet boy.
Thank you. Love you too. My brain
Thank
hurts.
you.
Thank you, Diana.
My
Very
brain hurts
nice. Tony and Trumbull.
Hey, friends. Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
I got to go with the Seinfeld question. It feels appropriate. They didn't
does.
call Kramer when the show first started. What did they call him?
Rin Tin Tin.
That's
Air Bud.
Mount Washington. Oh yeah, no, he had a different name. Cosmo Kramer. He did have a different name.
He
Damn
did.
it.
I can't think of
I can't think of it. Was it
Patrick.
Wait,
The
wasn't he?
sounds of AJ thinking.
Wasn't he? Wasn't he supposed to have a name like George?
No, it still started with a K and ended with an R, but Larry David.
R. Let's see. Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz. No. Cannon R. It's still punishment. I have no idea.
Yeah, we give up.
Yeah, no idea.
It's Kessler.
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 In
Yeah.
the first episode.
Yeah, that don't fly.
Huh. Yeah, that doesn't have the same
You're
ring
right.
to it.
And
No.
they just changed it and never explained it or
You know,
addressed it?
Dave said his neighbor was really Kramer, and he was really that crazy that he didn't want to call him by name and let him know it was him.
Gotcha.
So he did it in the first episode, but like you said, AJ, it just didn't work.
No fly.
Huh.
Didn't roll the tongue.
Awesome question. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, guys.
Chris in the tanker.
Man, everyone's in there running today, huh?
See that?
We have not gotten one right yet.
Right. We're still
Not
running.
one.
All right.
We're still running two.
Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
I think I got a softball. I'm going to give you guys a softball. It's a movie question, if that's okay.
Please.
It's your question.
All right. In the movie National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, it's probably like the middle of the movie. There's a squirrel in the Christmas tree, and the old lady keeps saying, I hear something. I hear something. What does the old guy say to her?
You couldn't hear. You couldn't hear a dump a garbage truck driving through a nuclear
Nitroglycerin.
nitroglycerin factory. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nicer glycerin plant. You got it.
That funny.
Wow. Look at you.
Yay.
Who's a big boy?
I had an assist.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you for softballs.
I just remember the way he says nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
Michelle in Hamden.
Good morning. According to the kidney organization, what is the standard of care for dialysis patients? How many times a week do they have to come?
And this general knowledge. This is medical.
You know why? It's because I told you guys this morning how many times the patient had to come.
Yes. It's 3. I paid attention.
3.
It is. You're right. There you go.
Wow.
She quizzed us. She came back.
Wait. You paid attention?
There you go.
I didn't.
Good job.
Thank you, Michelle.
Bye.
Who is this?
We should end on a high note, but let's take one more. Sarah in New Britain.
All right. What's the highest, not the... Or no, what's the longest, not the highest? Oh, my God.
Besides
Okay.
you?
What's the highest water bottle?
Like I said. Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. Final thoughts, AJ.
Happy National DJ Day.
Really?
Yep.
Is it?
Apparently so, yes.
Yes, I got an email from somebody that I worked with a long time ago.
Right.
And then I got an email from Boss Keith. Did you see this?
No.
We are listed as one of the top rock morning shows in the country.
Really?
So thank you, whoever did that.
I appreciate that.
It's a nice treat. I didn't even know it was National Radio DJ Day or whatever.
Nice.
Brian Blackmore, final thoughts?
I have a comedy show January 31st at Foolproof Brewing in Bridgeport that you can check out. A lot of hilarious comedians going to be on that show. It's going to be way better than climbing Mount Washington in your car.
That sounds like a good time.
That sounds like a challenge to me.
Ruth?
And if you do see somebody with one of those bumper stickers, just point at their car and say, big deal.
Say BS.
Phil?
Rest in peace, TikTok. Oh, it's back. It's back. Never mind.
Sorry.